a medicine that is I'm experiencing every side effect known to man.
What kind
Oh
of medicine?
no.
You straight?
What's your address? Text me your address. I can call 911 just in case. And I'm serious. Text me your address right now. So if I gotta call 911 while we on, I can tell them where to go.
Mm. Damn. What up? What up? This might be risky. We here. You can have the same people in the building. I apologize for the technical. Well, I had some technical difficulties, so we're a little bit late, but it is what it is. Gunny, what up though?
DJ Ham to the panel. Good evening.
Indeed. Q was good.
Hey, him. Shout out
Oh,
to
man.
Alex.
Wow.
Yeah, shout out to
Shout
Alex.
out to Alex.
She traveling. Needless to say, when black people travel, you know she just went to DR most likely. So shout out to her. Love was good.
I missed y'all last week. Did you miss me? Thank you. Thank you for the head nods.
Yes.
For those
Yes, we
that
did.
didn't, I appreciate it. I know y'all did. I missed y'all.
I didn't say nothing.
You miss me the most while you talking. You ain't got it.
Bub was good.
Popping, yo, I'm here, man. Yo, that's 2 weeks in a row for me, baby. Let's set a record, baby. Let's do this.
That's a lot of fabric for that shirt. What size?
Yeah, you know what? Because this my shirt when I was fat. I should just take it off, right? Hold on, let me just take it off.
Yo, the collar is next to your nipples, man. That's a bad sign.
Damn,
If it was
bro,
nice,
but yo, why you can't praise me for losing the pounds, man?
nah, it's
Get me
all
my
good.
shirt.
But if it was 2001, I get it.
Yeah.
Yo, shout out to Mike Brown with the $20 super chat. We miss you, love. Word. Mike was shaking, man. Pause. Chief was good.
What's happening, my people? Glad to be back. I missed y'all last week, man.
Yeah, word. Isha, what up? You all right?
I'm good. What's poppin'?
Yo, look at Crystal. Crystal, we gotta. I think we might have to create a new show if that's the case. Look, everybody, yo, y'all chill out, man. Hold on. Yo, Bub, they said we matching. Sis was good.
Hey, what's up?
Why you don't got the strobe going tonight?
Like I said, I take what I can get.
Wait, so sometimes he hook his shit up, sometimes he let it just be bland?
That's it. I just take what I can get.
I had to get you a she shed or something.
She said, what the
Yeah, man.
Hell yeah. Mr. White was good.
Yo, what's good?
How old do you think you are?
I'm 40 out here, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm 40 out here, bro.
Oh, nigga.
Yo, my birthday is tomorrow, too.
Say word. Happy birthday.
Are you a
dude.
Cancer? What up? Team Cancer.
You can't tell?
I should have known. You right.
What?
Right. That's why we get
I'm
along.
nothing
So
like
we
that.
get along. No, we get along.
Oh,
That's
okay,
why.
okay.
So we
What do
both
cancers do?
They emotional as hell.
nurturers, Mary, we're nurturers. Empath.
Yeah.
Whatever, man. That zodiac shit don't resonate with me. I don't get it. That's
You a
just some
Sagittarius through it, child. You a show mean Sagittarius.
bull- Whatever, man. Mary, what's good?
What's up, everybody? Representing. This might be risky.
What's
Got the
Shit like that.
Indeed. I think it's gonna be a good one, man. I just want to go over, are we just full of excuses? I feel like there's a lot of bullshit out here that we accepting or passing off or scapegoating. So I just want to get some clarity. You know what I mean? Isha, you straight, man. You leaning to the left again and you leaning on your hand. Come on, bro. You're a professional at this point.
Him, don't do that. Don't discuss our business in public like that. Don't do that, okay?
Indeed, indeed. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, and tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. All right, I'm gonna start here. All right, everybody straight?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get it.
All right, Georgie, chill. Isha, I'm just asking. So you meet a dude, right? It's like 4 months in, you kicking it. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You like him, he like you. Y'all kissing on the lips, shit like that. So you go to a meetup, a party, a kickback. What do they call it down there?
Same.
All right. So you go to a kickback. You chilling at somebody's crib. The neighborhood look familiar. So you don't know the exact. Yeah, you know the exact house. So you've been there before, right? But you didn't know this was his man's. But you've been there before. If you catch my drift.
Mm-hmm.
So Duke, Asia, catch my drift is more 2012 lingo. You would say if you picking up what I'm putting down. That's more more your Steve.
Wow.
And so you go, right? The dude don't say nothing, you don't say nothing, whatever the case is. And then he call you like, yo, I noticed you with dude, that's my man's and all that. They not close because you didn't meet him in 4 months, but they cool, like, you know what I mean? Like he go to his house type shit. But he said, I ain't gonna say nothing. You don't have to say something. But they in proximity, at least. You know what I mean? You gonna come clean or you gonna take that shit to the grave?
I'm gonna say something.
Yeah?
I'm like, yo, how you know so and so?
You gonna ask it like that?
Yeah. I'm like, I know him too.
What you mean you know him?
I know him. I stayed the night with him.
Stop playing me. What you mean you know him?
I stayed the night with him.
Like what? He had a sleepover?
No, we stayed the night at his house.
Like what? You got drunk and passed out and you just stayed there? What you
I
mean?
gave him the cheeks.
Do you hear this? Glass gonna be breaking, furniture gonna be moving, and all that. If you say I just gave him the cheeks.
Ain't no need to lie, though. That stuff, they don't always keep quiet. That stuff come back. And what if I fall in love with him down the line? No.
Well, he said he ain't gonna say nothing.
Yeah, you know how men get when they get jealous. They get jealous. So they try to spin the block too.
Now I noticed you said lying. Is omission lying in your book?
No. It is lying. Omission is lying. But if he tell me, oh, I ain't gonna say nothing, so now he got something over my head. I don't like that.
But nah, he made the call like, yo, you might have been feeling this, that, and the third. I'm just letting you know, like everything's everything.
Mm-mm. I don't trust that.
So you would feel uneasy. Let me ask you a question. What if he didn't make that phone call to you? What if it just was what it was type shit?
I probably would still tell him. Because you don't know. I don't know if he will tell him, so I'm going to tell him before he tell him.
So you saying you damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Right.
Okay. So omission you feel is lying and you would come clean to avoid anything down the line?
Absolutely.
Now, it's only 4 months though, Isha.
Right. So I'm giving him the same respect I want him to give me.
But if that's his man, he kicking it at his crib. At 4 months, he probably not gonna be able to take that news. What you think?
At 4 months, I don't have that much feelings. So I can walk away if he decide he don't want to talk to me like that.
4 months at our age?
Yeah, take me a little while.
I don't know, man. I'm just thinking with the timeline and you really feeling them, because how often do you come across guys that you be feeling like that?
Not too often. But that's why I would tell him here. If he decide I can't do it, then okay, I respect it. But I'm not going into something on no lie. So then that dude be like, oh yeah, that's why I fucked your shorty when he mad. Then I gotta deal with that. Nah.
But what if he say that 2 years from now? You got a better chance of making it.
Nah, I'm good. Cause now he like, you ain't tell me. We had me up in you in this nigga house. He's keying in our face, and you ain't tell me. It ain't gonna look good 2 years later.
Okay.
Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit
Hmm.
like that. Shit like that.
Okay. I think I feel what you're saying, man. Lisa, man, your growth has been amazing, man. What you think you would have said a year and a half ago?
I never met him.
Shit like that. Shit
I
like
don't
that.
know what he talking about.
Word.
Damn, man, that's what's up, man. Interesting. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. All right. So, love, what do men usually put on the top? What the fuck is bug? You know what? What do men usually put on the top of their totem pole in terms of when they're looking for women? Like what you hear on the podcast and shit like that.
When I hear the top three, just top one.
Top three.
Baby making material like fertility, submission, able to submit, and I think looks.
So looks, submission, and what was the other one?
Baby fertility, able to make young enough to make a baby, whatever that means. And again, this is not my words. This is what I hear y'all saying.
No, I said, what do the men say?
Okay, yes, baby, able to make a baby.
All right, what are the top three traits men want, sis?
Put him
in the fucking bedroom. Get him out of here. Come on.
Nah, I had to get the mouse. Submissive. I guess y'all want that, but y'all don't get it. So I don't know who y'all really dating.
Let me just say this to y'all real quick. You don't have to shit on the men's wants while y'all answer the question. Just answer the goddamn question. Jesus.
I didn't think I was shitting. I think I was telling the truth. Just someone that will cook and someone that will shut up.
All right, sis. Isha, what are the top three traits men say they looking for?
Looks, agreeable, and I was gonna say sex, but fertility, I guess.
So youth.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think that is a generally high standard
for men? Youth.
Like just when you lay it out, say this is what I want in a person: beauty, youth, and for her to shut up or be agreeable. Does that feel like a low bar when somebody says it out loud?
It does.
What you think, Mary? Does it feel like a low bar?
Yeah, but I also don't agree those are the like complete top three.
I agree. So that's good enough. Q, do you feel like that's a low bar? Like when a nigga be like, I want her to shut up, be pretty, and be young.
That being young shit is.
You on mute, Q.
Oh shit, that's a first. So this is history, right? I feel like y'all when y'all just be talking and shit going on. But no, I feel like it's not a low bar. I think that that's what they want. Like I think when somebody says that, that's what that person feels like they need, you know?
Yeah. When you say it out loud, Chief, when I'm saying what men want, does it feel like a pretty low bar, low standard? Like if you just hear it.
I'd say so, yeah.
Don't seem what like you think, Bob? Oh, go ahead, Chief.
No, I say so, yeah. Don't seem like we're asking for much.
Yeah. What you think, Bob?
Yeah. I'm with Chief. It doesn't seem like we're asking for much, so it shouldn't be a problem why we can't get those things.
Yeah, okay, fair. But I'm kind of approaching it from a different way because I'm looking for excuses. Because you notice we ain't getting together, we steady clashing. You know what I mean? So here's the question I kind of had in my mind. Are black men using black women as an excuse for what is actually low standards? So black women are doing better than they have been, right? Some of the things that we want, we maybe aren't getting, but do we need to look at shit differently? Do we need to look at maybe a 60-40 split as opposed to a 90-10 split, right? Because we know two households are largely two incomes are largely needed this day and age, right? Why don't we care if she works at McDonald's or not? Should we care if she works at McDonald's or not? What if she doesn't have any aspirations? Why doesn't that matter? Right? History, right? And how we are raised, how our women are brought up, how they're treated in the workplace, so on and so forth. And then they come home and we deem them a little bit more masculine. Why shouldn't we give them more grace than we do? So are we using all this stuff as an excuse? And we just have low standards as men?
Damn, that's a good ass question.
Shit like that.
I think that it's important to note that those statistics, they correlate with other things that are connected to it. So black women are the most educated. That ties into something else that we should identify in the black community.
Like what?
Okay, so black women are the most educated. So if they're the most educated, that means that they're taking away from something that benefits the black community. So they're focusing their time on school, but they're taking away from the family. So that's a detriment to the black community in general. So if we're going to look at these statistics as far as black women and what they're actually better at and what they've improved on, how does that tie in to the black community in general? Like, do those things negatively affect us as a people, or does it benefit us? And I think that you could make the argument for both. And that's just one thing.
So what are you making an argument for?
I'm making the argument that, let's take the first thing. Black women are the most educated. So in order for them to be educated, they have to go to school. That means they have to be away from their families. So they're not in the homes. So that contributes to the epidemic that we have in the community of children not being led by a parent that is involved in school.
I think that's a reach because
And that's a huge problem in our community. I'm sorry,
go ahead.
I think that's a reach because a lot of us went to school before we even had kids or had families. Like we went to college when we were 18, 19 years old. So I think that's a reach. We might have gotten like master's degrees and other stuff while having a family, but I mean, there's online education now too as well. So I think that's a reach.
Yeah,
it's a reach. It's a reach for what?
That black women are leaving the home to get an education. I don't think that's so. Like when I went to college, I was still like 18, 19, 20, before I even had a child, before I was even married. You know what I'm saying? We do these things before getting into marriages and stuff like that. And that may be the issue, that we're striving to get this education and putting family off into the side. But that might be the real issue. But I don't think we're leaving our families to get these educations, or we're not in the home because of it. We might be avoiding families because we want to make sure that our career and our education is solid first. But I don't think we're leaving or we're not actively at home because we're earning an education.
Hey, Ham.
Go ahead.
I want to jump in real quick because I noticed you didn't ask any of the fellas what their top three was. You agreed to what the lady said, but can you state what your three things are?
I agree. Hold on, you're kind of low, Chief. Hold on.
I can turn my joint up.
But you got a little bit static though, so it might be too high on one end, like too high on the knob, but then too low on the computer. So just check that if you can. So I asked what do men want in a woman? No, I can't hear you at all. Turn it up a little bit. No, so because I wanted to make sure that because so the reason why I asked the ladies because they go through it with the men. You got to turn up a little bit. The reason why I asked the ladies because they go through it with the men on Tuesdays every single day. So me asking you guys, I more or less wanted to get the general consensus of what they hear, what they argue on a day, on a every day, every Tuesday, you know. And so I just wanted to make sure that the generic ones were out there. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why I kind of attacked it from that angle. Go ahead, Chief. Say something.
My microphone bugged out.
Okay, you might just unhook it, hook it back in. My shit was wilding before too. Um, damn, where was I?
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me
I
now? My mic
speak
is
to
tripping. I don't know what happened.
We can hear you. Go ahead, Q.
yeah, I wanted to speak to what Gunny was saying too, and take Isha's point a little bit further.
Okay.
From my observation, I know y'all know how I feel about statistics, so fuck all that shit he was saying before. Um, from my observation, a lot of times the women that are going after the education are not even in relationship like that. They already single, and typically they're single and struggling to provide a life for their children because the other parent is absent. So they're not really leaving the child or leaving, I guess, their family dynamic any more than what it already was to go get that education. So that possibly they could be in a home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think there's something fair there. But I don't really want to focus on the women so much in this particular question because well, let me ask, why are women choosing to chase their education as opposed to get a man and do the family thing? Why is that?
Feminism. Feminism.
Hold on. Let me
Feminism.
get a couple. So feminism, you're saying that's what told them to go that way as opposed to family route.
Right.
Um, okay.
No,
What do
it's
you
what
think?
Absolutely.
Isha,
It's feminism.
No,
Absolutely.
it's what
no,
Isha said.
Go ahead,
no.
sis. Go ahead, sis. Then Mary.
I was just saying, it's what Isha said. What do you mean chasing? We're in 18, 19, 20 to 23. Like we're just getting degrees so that we can make decent money. That's
Well,
just
sis,
it.
people were getting married earlier, more more time than they were not getting married earlier. So getting married earlier kind of just started, right? We were the most married people. Somebody correct me
What
if
was
I'm
the,
wrong. I think
sorry,
throughout the
what was the
1960s.
question? Did I hear it wrong? You said why are women choosing
No,
to chase degrees?
no. You're saying so they can do X, Y, and Z. I'm just saying that history, right? People been married earlier, longer than they haven't. Does that make sense? So like black people are the most married. Gunny, you might know. I think 1970s we were the most married population.
Yeah, it was the late 60s, early 70s. Yep, and
Yeah.
that's when it ended.
So sis,
So
I
they
understand what you're saying, but that's newer than us being married or at an earlier age.
okay.
So
But I think people grow and times change, right?
But
Like
why did the times change? And my apologies for the technical difficulty we're all having it too. I, to go back to what Q was saying and sis, what you were saying too, the times change. They change for a reason. So black women, they started leaning towards getting their degrees and, you know, quote unquote being, I'm trying to make it as simple as possible, trying to be independent and trying to be out there and moving away from the family as opposed to, you know, doing things that were going to benefit the family structure. And that happened for a reason. It wasn't just circumstance. It wasn't happenstance. It happened for a reason. And the reason, my opinion, is because of feminism. I think that black women in general, they bought into a system and the cliche thing, I'm the boss chick, I'm independent, blah, 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 blah. And we're seeing the results of it right now based on the fact that, you know, statistically, people don't fare well if they grow up in a single parent household, mostly raised by the moms. I mean, we could tie all these things in together.
It has nothing to do with feminism. And it's not, I don't believe that where we are today or even going the educational right and making sure that we're financially straight is a choice that we want to make. I feel like we were forced here. I feel like guys stop providing at 100%. Niggas want 50-50 now. You know what I'm saying? Families stop being so secure. You know, men stop being just the men that we needed them to be. So of course you got to make sure you got a plan B. You got an education behind you. You got a good job behind you because you don't know how long this nigga gonna be here. Because a lot of that shit, a lot of that cheating shit, women not letting slide like they did back in the day. A lot of that shit is not sliding nowadays. So it's like, nigga, I'm not going to emotionally have to deal with you because a lot of people are more aware of their mental health.
We getting back to that exit plan shit, Mary. See, you said plan B. We getting back to that exit plan. You already setting up.
If you're being
already
honest,
setting up.
But again, if you're being honest, we were forced into this. We were forced there. Like, look at it. These niggas out here requesting 50-50. You know
So
what I'm saying?
Do you guys want your daughters to rely solely on a man, like this day and age?
Absolutely. That's how I raised my daughter.
Yeah, if you could.
Yo, my daughter.
That's how I raised my daughter. Yep. And my daughter's about to graduate next month from college.
So if that's how you raise her to rely on a man, why is she in college? No, I'm just asking.
Because and the reason I pause, and the reason I pause, is because I want to give the chat enough time to respond to that. The reason I pause is because I want her to be intelligent. I want her to have her own mind. I want to be able to think for herself.
And to be able to do things for herself, because you don't know if she's going to be by herself.
Of course I don't know that, but she's a human being. So I'm going to raise her to have her own mind. I'm going to raise her to be able to take care of herself. That's the example based on what Sis said. That's like, I taught my daughter how to change a flat tire. But based on what Sis said, why did I change her to change a flat tire if I knew that she was going to be able to depend on the man? That doesn't make sense. Of course, if for whatever reason the man is not there, I'm going to change her. I'm going to teach her to know how to change a flat tire. But I'm not raising her to have that mindset to where she has to depend on a man. Come on, man.
You just said that you are.
I need you to explain. Go ahead, Mary.
You backpedaling like a
mother. Just said.
No, it's not backpedaling.
You just said that you are raising her to depend on a man. You just said that. But you just said 3 minutes, 30 seconds ago, that you're not raising her to depend on a man. So you're teaching her to. So which one is it?
Mm-hmm. It can be both. She can chew bubble gum and walk at the same time.
Come on, Gunny.
Put him in the
Come on, Gunny.
It's Wednesday.
No, it's not.
It's Wednesday.
Yo.
No, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. I'm teaching her. I've groomed her to know what to look for in a man that's going to be a provider, that's going to protect for her. But she's a human being. She's going to make mistakes. She's not a perfect person. So I understand that because I'm not a perfect person. So I, as a parent, I'm going to raise her to ensure that she's going to be able to take care of herself just in case she makes a mistake. That's what every parent does.
But the question
how is that difficult to understand?
No,
just because you
like
two different things make it
right. And don't make it right. Like
the question was clear. Are you raising her to depend on a man? You initially said yes.
Yes, and I still say that.
Did not align. They do not align.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
They align 100%.
They did not align with the fact that you're not raised. Are you crazy?
You said two different things, Gunny. You did say two different things, Gunny. You said first, I am raising her to rely on a man, to depend upon a man. Then after
Gunny,
said she
Gunny, just take that L. Gunny, take that L.
Yeah.
Gunny,
y'all know me. Last week I took the L. I sent her the 20 L super chat. I'm not going to take the L. I'm not going to take the L on this one. I'm raising her to be dependent on a man. Are you okay? If we can ask the men, are we not raising our daughters to be dependent on a man that's going to protect and provide for our children?
I'm raising my daughter to look for a gentleman in her life that is similar to the values that her father would show her, has shown her her whole life.
Which
That's
is
it.
what?
That's all I could hope for. If she steer off, yo, that's on her. But I hope that I'm instilling a lot of shit where when she go out and she decide to find a spouse or what have you, homie similar to what I am. My
That's
morals,
exactly
my
what I
values,
just
my
said.
hold on.
And the
My work
answer,
ethic, but I'm not raising her to depend on a man. Like you said, Gunny, so just take that L. Take the L.
No, I'm not.
You
I'm not
wild.
because I want my. Do you
Gunny,
want
you
your? Hold
wild.
on, let me ask you this, Bud. Let me ask you this. Do you
Yeah.
want your daughter to depend on a man? Yes or no?
No.
That's
No.
fair.
I
I
don't.
do.
I don't.
I do. I want my daughter to depend on a responsible man who's going to take care of the bills, take care of the household, uphold his responsibilities. That's what I want for my daughter.
Yo, man. Nah. I want my daughter to find somebody that she compatible with. They're gonna be a team in the union. All right, they're gonna be a force together. Word.
Fair enough.
so Bob, can you hear me?
I can
We
hear you.
can hear you. You just got
So
static.
I don't know where that's coming from, bro. So do you not want your daughter to be able to defend for herself? In
Do I
efforts,
want to?
she
Do I
has
want her to
to be able
fend
to,
for herself?
yeah, to be able to survive on her own and have
A-
the college education, all of the above.
Absolutely. If it gets to that, it is funny that you said college education because don't take this the wrong way. I don't preach that shit in my household. I don't preach education in my household. I'm not forcing college down my daughter's throat. Nah. That's out. If you want to go to college, go that route. If you don't, cool. You can stay here with us, but you're gonna work. You're gonna have to formulate a plan and figure
Yeah.
that shit out. But I'm not forcing college down my daughter's throat. Especially if she gonna be in debt. And especially if I gotta pay for that shit myself. That's out.
No doubt.
Word. And that's a fact. But you better have a plan. Word.
Omega Green with the $10 super chat. The proper response to that question is she should be able to take care of herself as an adult. However, her academic and economic attainment shouldn't be used as an excuse as her independence.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, nothing you said, Gunny. What
Omega
the
Green said
hell?
it.
That's
That
not what
didn't
you
make
said.
Hey,
That's
Alex,
exactly what I said.
No, it's
That's
not.
exactly what I said.
Gunny.
There's a
Gunny.
difference. There's
Put him in
Yo.
the bathroom, him, because he
yeah, you
Yo,
did not.
people
cutting
take
out.
L's every day. Be whole at. Yo, whole at, man.
Buddy, you did not say that. Alex with the $2.
There's a
Alex with
difference between.
Alex with the $2.
Go ahead.
Alex with the $2 super chat. Hey y'all, Gunny, pick a side.
Yo, Gunny's trying to get a goddamn participation trophy, man. Take that L.
But there's a difference between raising your daughter to be dependent on a man and raising your daughter to be able to choose a man she could be dependent on. Those are two completely different things. Yes, you should be raising your daughter to be able to choose a man that she can be dependent on if she's married in that situation, dealing with a man, yes. But to raise her to be dependent on a man that's not yourself as a father, no, absolutely not. Oh, I got boys and girls. I'm not raising them to be dependent on any fucking body but me and their dad.
I agree with Mary.
That's
Because
the way to put it, Mary.
Like my
peep
boys
game.
gonna know how to cook.
Peep game.
The girls.
If my
gonna
daughter
know.
get with a dude and homie fucking violate my daughter, he kicked my daughter to the curb. Come on, love, come back home to daddy. I got you. You came out of me.
I
You
think
came
that's
out of
where
me.
we've
I
been led
got you.
astray.
You came out of me. I got you. Come on home, baby. I got you. Word.
I think that's where we've been led astray. I do. The last 60 years in the black community, I think that's where we've been led astray.
We've been
I think
kicking
we're
our
just
kids to the
preaching the
curb,
wrong
setting them up
message.
for failure, bro.
Yeah, that's
Word.
the downfall.
We've been
Well,
kicking
if
our
we're
kids.
setting them up for failure, that means we
Yo,
expect failure.
Gunny,
Why,
we've been kicking.
why should we respect?
Gunny,
What?
peep game. Let me get this off.
All right.
We've been kicking our kids out of the fucking household when they 18. They fucking 18. They still little ass kids. They don't know how to fucking fit for themselves. Only we do that. Every other nationality, yo, the family sticks together. It don't matter about how old they fucking are. And even if they start having kids when they live with their parents, oh well, you got the grandparents there raising the kids in one house. We the only ones that say, okay, when you turn 18, it's time for you to get the fuck up out of here and spread your wings. No, that's stupid. That's idiotic. You setting your fucking kid up for failure, especially if they don't know how to work. Especially if they don't know anything. They don't know how to fend for themselves. So why are we kicking them out to this fucking cruel world and telling them to go fend for themselves? That's stupid.
I agree with that, but I think that's a different.
And then you want them to go and
that's a different conversation.
Have a daughter. Then you have a daughter, right? You want her to go out in the fucking world, and she could potentially link up with a fucking predator or a fucking pedophile that's gonna rape her mind and her body at 18.
No,
come on, man.
That's not what I'm saying.
Hey, Gunny, we gotta think.
You're moving
bro.
the goalposts, Bub. You're moving the goalposts. You're taking the conversation in a totally different way.
You said you wanted to be dependent on a man, though, Gunny. You want her to depend on a man, Gunny. If she 18, now she got to depend on a man. That man gonna rape her mind and her body.
Okay, so
you want her to depend on this man.
Okay, so let's do this, right?
He could be 40.
Let's ask this question. Let's ask this question, Bub. Does your woman depend on you? Because I can answer that question. I already know the answer. I know the answer is yes, right?
She don't depend on me. She believe in me. She know I'ma hold shit down. She trusts me.
That's the same thing, bro. That's the same thing.
She trusts me, Gunny.
She can't depend on you if she don't believe in you.
She know I'm gonna hold shit down. She trusts me, Gunny.
She can't depend on you if she don't believe in you, Bub.
Gunny,
she can't depend on you if she don't believe in you.
Come on,
Gunny. They go hand in hand.
Gunny.
She depends on you because she believes in you, based on what you just said. Based on what my wife, let me speak personally. My wife depends on me. Mr. White's wife depends on him. Mr. Hant, the wife depends on him. Our women depend on us to go out there and work and do what we got to do for our families. That's the life that I want my daughter to have.
Okay, pause right there because I'm about to hop back in. All right, so
I got 3 more minutes.
Okay, hey, all I need is 10 seconds. Let's say I fall on hard times, right? My wife gonna hold it down. That's it. I'm done with this point.
Absolutely. Hence the point why I support my daughter getting a college degree.
I'm done.
Hey, yo,
it all comes full circle.
I got 2 cents, yo. I'm with President Gunny, man. You know what I'm saying? Nah, but really, I'm definitely raising my daughters to depend on a man. And right now, that man is me. So until you are ready for another man to be responsible for you, do not get married. So no matter how old she is, I'm going to pray for you. I'm going to cover you. Whatever you need, I'm going to be there for you. In terms of school, like Omega Green, whatever, was talking about, yeah, she still needs to be an adult. So yeah, she's still going to have to work. But there's a covering that comes with being with me. And I tell my girls that all the time. I was telling my youngest daughter that, and she was like, well, then I'm never getting married, Daddy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because she would have to be under another man's covering. So that is exactly how I am raising them. And he has to be better than me. So I'm with you, Gunny.
Yo, let me ask you this question, Adrian. This shit was going around some years back, right? Let's say, right, your daughter. Let's say you got a 25-year-old daughter, right?
Mm-hmm.
You invite her over to the house for Thanksgiving, right? Her man. She 25, her man 40. You and her man get in a fist fight. Who you expect your daughter to go with?
Yeah.
Her husband or her boyfriend?
You. Whose side do you think your daughter should be on? Her man or your side? If you and her husband get into a fist fight.
Her husband.
Husband. It got to be a husband because we don't do fucking boyfriends or.
Yeah.
Whose side would you want your daughter to choose? Yours or her husband?
Oh, she better be on her husband's side. But it don't matter. He's still gonna catch a nasty L though. But
Right.
She better ride with him. Like, go. He your responsibility. Just like I expect my wife to ride with me, babe. If I'm wrong, don't admit it in front of everybody. You know what I'm saying? We both wrong in here today.
Yeah, you gotta ride with them. She gotta ride with her husband for sure.
Gotta ride with her husband.
Okay.
How? What woman could do that?
Ride with her husband.
That's the nature of how it's supposed to be. You let your daughter go into her
You're
husband's
fighting my
arm and his
dad,
responsibility.
and you're just my husband. I mean, that's important, but you're my husband, and you're fighting my dad.
Who knows why they got
your ass with him? I'm not. You're not touching my.
You're just my husband. Is that what you said?
I mean, not just. Well, fuck it. Just my husband, and this is my dad. Oh, you get your ass whooped. You put your hands on my dad.
Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit
wow.
like that.
Yo, I just want to say, love. I tried. You see the question? I tried to hold the men to put it on the onus on them.
I was pleasantly surprised too.
Seriously. I broke it down and articulated it well, and yet and still y'all fed in the Gunny's first answer. I just want to put that out there.
It always happens.
I don't even want to go through it now. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. Huh? Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Hey, it took me a long time to break this question down too. I just want you to know y'all totally avoided it.
I appreciate it though. Thanks.
In my defense, I was just responding to where y'all was at the time. I can answer the question.
Nah,
well, the conversation answered the question because they are blaming Black women for the low standard.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, I guess you're right.
Do y'all think we asking for a lot in those three points that you guys said? Do you think that's a lot of us to ask for?
It's not that we said this is based upon like him. And remember, I prefaced my statement, Chief. This is what I have heard on the podcast from men. This is not, and I said this is not my answer. And Hamp said, you ain't got to say you don't agree with this to answer the question. So I want to be very clear. This is not what I think.
Nigga, so I don't talk like that, nigga.
Do you, Adrian, was submission a part of your prerequisites in marrying your wife? I don't. Maybe it's just me, but I don't feel like I'm looking for her to be submissive. I think that naturally happens. Like
the Tuesday show, Chief, the Tuesday podcast, the Woman's POV. They have hammered it into our head that those three. And Hamp, correct me if I'm wrong. And Isha's on. Isha insists on here too. I mean, they know.
Yeah, that's why I had your answer. But go ahead, Chief. What are you trying
to? I just feel like submission isn't a prerequisite for me. Like I feel like that just naturally happens based off of who I am and what comes to what I bring to the table in terms of relationship. Like I don't think submission is something I'm like she got to be submissive. Like I think that's part of like what I learned about who she is in the vetting process. You know what I'm saying?
But what if she didn't submit? What would happen then?
I don't think the level of attraction would be there. So then it wouldn't be it would be a natural thing. Yeah, but it wouldn't be something that like I'm seeking after. Like I just feel like that's just something that just comes with the territory. Part of being a woman.
But if it didn't happen, what would happen with that woman? You still gonna take her personal? You still gonna marry her?
I don't know. I've never been in that situation.
Hold up,
I don't be meeting these.
I need you to know though.
Let me finish. I don't be meeting these. Like I don't attract.
Put him in the fucking bedroom. Get him out of here.
I don't attract the ones trying to talk with their two fingers in my head. Y'all niggas fuck with that. That's not my cup of tea. Like, shorty ain't about to like sun me. It's not how it happens.
No.
But listen to what you're saying.
Hold on, Mary. Let me. Why are the niggas tap dancing so much tonight?
What are you talking about?
And backpedaling, tap dancing, and
backpedaling. Tuesday night East.
I was just looking at the draft board. They moved Gunny up to the second round.
Yeah, whatever. So when you say she's not submissive, is she like trying to debo a relationship?
She's not submissive, Chief. Whatever you don't like in terms of submission, that's what it is.
Then we not together because I'm not attracted to that. So it's a wrap for her.
Say that then.
Shit like that. Shit like
you
that.
talking about? I don't know.
I don't meet chicks like that. Ain't no chick gonna run up here and try to sun me. It's not how it happens. You niggas might have to go through that situation.
Don't put that on me. Like, nigga, you better stop playing with me.
That's what I think of when I think of not submissive. Like shorty coming in
like this.
Yes, shorty coming in chest out like you know what I'm saying. That's what I hear.
In my head, you getting punched in your fucking mouth.
She like Mary ass. Look at Mary.
Listen, I don't be doing. I talk my shit, but my fingers be back here.
Yo,
that's
gracious, man.
Listen to what you were saying. I feel like a lot of Because I'm pregnant, in fact. All right.
Hey, Bob. Was you looking for Ray to be submissive? Was that part of your prerequisite? She got to be submissive. I don't feel like that's something I put on my list. Is what I'm saying.
Nah. I agree with you on that point. Nah.
Bees. Oh, let me read it. Bees with the $10 super chat. Why Mary Berry breathing so hard? Wow. Oh man, shout out to the baby, man. That baby kicking your ass. Damn.
My ass ain't the word. But no, like I was saying, let me.
No, oh man, I wasn't done. I know when you get started, it's gonna be 10:30.
No, it's just a statement in regards to what she said.
Go ahead.
So just like what you were saying, your example about that's not what you choosing. A lot of the men, even though their requirements seem so little, they're looking for it in the wrong women.
Okay, that's fair.
No. So the question is not that we ain't asking for much, right? Should we reassess what we asking for? Is the question. So if we seeing good women, right? Because they could be good, but we saying that education and you chasing your career brings on these so-called masculine traits that are undesirable. Should we maybe start to look at these things a little bit differently?
Absolutely.
So yeah, so like, why does her education have to be a slight, like almost like turn off? Is it because of how women use it or tout it? Maybe it's how they try to like wear it as like a cape or something that makes it a turn off. But I feel like the education in itself isn't bad.
Are y'all niggas turned off by that?
I'm not.
Yeah, I don't feel like.
I'm not turned off by
Adrian, are you turned off by women with education?
No, but I think what it is you got a lot of men that want something, but they don't deserve it. Like they're not there themselves. So they have these unrealistic expectations of these women when it's like, yo, bro, you're not here. You need to come down here. So yeah, she a little masculine, but you don't even have no vision. You lack discipline yourself. And you want this perfect woman that's just gonna follow you no matter whatever, and you don't even know where you're going. That's not realistic, bro. So get you one of them women that's maybe not be as submissive, and yeah, you got to go, may argue with you a little bit. That's where you at. That's what you deserve in this season of your life if you're gonna be with a woman. And that's what I think the problem is. And here's Kevin Samuels, and now everybody running.
Super chat, is the super chat invisible? The fuck?
Oh, my bad.
God damn. Bees with the $50 super chat. Shout out to Mary.
Look, then that's y'all $50 super chat for breathing heavy.
Yo, Mary, I will be sending you $6.50 from this $50 super chat.
Hey, yo, Adrian, everything was good except for that rowdy shouting type shit. Nah, don't no man deserve to get fucking yelled at and talked down upon. Now, we can lower our standards to a certain extent. We might be asking for too much sometimes, but you don't never want to deal with no chick that's gonna be fucking belittling you and shit like that. Nah, that's all the way out.
Right.
You could kiss my whole fat ass. Word.
No, so I'm with you with the disrespect.
Whoa. Yo. Pause, nigga. Good God Almighty.
Nah,
you
Nah. That wasn't a shot towards. No. That wasn't a shot towards Asian. I'm talking about the woman.
No, I'm talking about what you ended with.
Yo, fat. You say your whole fat egg.
Yeah, yo, my shit is
it's
fat.
Skinny now. No, it's skinny now, bud. Lift your leg up. Lift that leg up, bud. It's skinny. Yeah, lift it up.
Ain't no denying that, bro. I don't deny.
All right, stop. Somebody mute Bub, man.
Put Bub in the same bathroom as B, yo. Y'all
Get him out.
Shout out to my nigga B. Where B at, man?
Be at work, man. No, but Mr. White, what you about to say?
You gonna read the super chat first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Mike Brown with the $5 super chat. Examples of weaponizing education. A woman keeping her last name because she got her PhD or whatever. Yeah, that's real. So
I like that,
what I'm
Mike Brown.
I like that, but I'm
I
biased as
like
fuck.
that,
'Cause
Mike Brown. Yo, shout out to Mike Brown.
I like that because I'm biased as fuck. I totally want my daughter to hyphenate her shit.
Yo,
Yeah, wow. But what I'm saying though, Bub, is not disrespectful because you don't have to submit and you don't, that doesn't automatically make you disrespectful, right? So I didn't look for my wife to automatically, follow everything that I say do. But what I look for was one, what do you believe in terms of what a man is, what a husband is, things like that, and will you align with me? So that's what I look for. My thing is you got men, let's say there's certain men who's at like 40, 50%, and you want you a 90% woman. Lower that down, brother, and get you a 50% woman too.
Right.
I agree with that.
Like that's what I'm saying. You got all
I
of
agree
these
with that.
bums.
I
Listen,
think
it's so many, and y'all know I love men. I'm all for men, but
Yo,
it's
what
so
the fuck
many
are y'all
men
doing
out
tonight?
here.
Hold on, time out, man. Y'all niggas is wilding. Time out, man. Time out. Yo, love, you might have been on this time. Go ahead, Isha. You got these.
What you
niggas
mean?
tripping tonight.
Nah, don't do that to Adrian, yo.
Clarify.
Yo, he was rolling. Don't do that to Adrian.
Men. You know I love men.
I do.
Finish that point,
I do.
Adrian. You was rolling.
I
Go
love
ahead.
my black men. I love y'all to death. I don't care what nobody say. I love y'all to death.
Live and walk in your truth.
Look at you.
I love y'all to death, right? But at the same time, y'all got to do better and operate in some grace and lower y'all expectations because y'all are not there yet. You're not there yet. If you at a 50 and you got to be honest with yourself, and for the most part, you can. When you sit there and you chopping it up with your boys, you know exactly where you at. Don't go over here trying to get a 90% woman that's all the way here. You a project, you get you a project, and y'all grow together.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
I think a lot of the women, ladies, do y'all think like when you hear submissive, does that like equate to like not having a backbone? Like we don't want a woman without a backbone. You know what I'm saying? Like
No.
I think that's what y'all might hear sometimes.
Most women equate submission to slavery. And not us. Again, we've learned a lot on this panel, but because Asia used to think of submission in a different way. I remember those times. So, I feel like the majority of women do equate that to slavery, as in like, oh, you're gonna shut up and do whatever the fuck I say, when that's not really submission.
Omega Green with the $5 super chat. Educational attainment isn't the issue. The issue is when it's used as an excuse to be rude, difficult, or argumentative. Degrees are a dime a dozen. Okay.
Shit like that.
So, Mary, you mean as a negative? When y'all hear that it's a negative term.
Submission?
Yes, the word submission.
Yeah, I don't think they like it.
The majority. I'm not saying anybody on this panel.
Do you?
I know that. We speak for the collective. So,
right.
What do you mean by that? Because I think that's important.
Because a lot of women, when this submission conversation comes up, they're like, "Oh, I'm not going to do whatever he says," or "I can't have a voice. Why I can't have my opinion, or why I can't do this, or why I can't do that." So that's what a lot of women do intake from the submission role, because they've never been, I feel like it's because they've never been led by the proper men. You know what I'm saying? To be able to naturally be submissive. It's kind of a forced thing.
Talk that talk, Mary. Talk that talk, woman.
Stop, because I can't breathe.
I don't know. But the thing is, the reason why I wanted to ask the excuses question is because it's always something else. It's always somebody else. It's the women not doing this or the men not doing that. So my other question, right? Because needless to say, y'all fucked this one over. But this was my other question: are black men being used as a scapegoat for black women's perceived poor conduct? I should have put it in S. So are black men being used as a scapegoat for black women's perceived poor conduct?
Yes.
Ties back into that word, Hank.
The accountability.
I've never
right?
heard that before.
Well, what I'm saying is, so like what Mary just said, they can't submit because there was no man there to show them how. The men weren't there, so we had to become masculine and do X, Y, and Z.
Mm-hmm.
There's not, and then I have to be honest. Even on the last question, it wasn't us. It was them.
But how do women get things done, both what the man does and what the woman does, if they don't have any sort of, I guess, masculine energy? If we're doing everything, would it? I don't get why men are struggle with that. Like if we're doing everything, providing, protecting, uh, taking care of the household, like why do men struggle when they come across a woman who is more assertive and will get aggressive? Why is that a struggle for you all to understand?
Well, sis, let me ask
They're-
a clarifying question.
Struggle.
Women are doing
Women.
everything. Women are doing everything. Are they doing everything successfully? And I think once you qualify as success or not, I think if we are honest with ourselves, we probably need to chill out when we find a man worth chilling out for. But see, that doesn't happen. But now it's always the men's fault. So I could see like what Gunny was trying to say, even though that nigga, he did the L drill, back pedal, bench press, everything. And he going 31st to the Kansas City Chiefs, I think. But but so what I think Omega Green spelled it out well. If women could see a good man while doing their best in life and then get under that man's covering, that would be awesome. Unfortunately, women haven't shown to be able to do that at a high rate, which is why 3 out of 4 of our women are still unmarried.
I think there's a lot of men that give up on women, especially the black men and the black women. I think they give up for various reasons, and the most recent is they want somebody in Cambodia that can't speak English. I guess they just going over there to fuck.
I was cool with everything you said, sis. I was cool with everything you said until you said when they get aggressive. Like I'm cool with her being able to take care of some things and do this, that, and the third. But then you mentioned the aggressive part, and that's where the straw breaks the camel's back, right there. Like the aggressive part. Like I'm okay with my lady being able to handle her own and whatever. But when the aggression shit comes out, that's when the issue lies. That's where the issue comes in.
Go ahead. I know Love and Q was trying to say something.
Yeah, no, I was just saying that I think Dr. Umar said something very powerful in that speech that his interview rather that you shared like a week or two ago. And for me, what I got from that was not that the current day Black man is the main source of the problem. It goes back to a generational issue, right? So if let's say my generation, right? You were born in like the early 80s or whatever, and you didn't have Black men in the community being a supplement to your mom making a poor decision for some reason your father wasn't there. So now you don't have that guidance as a young Black woman. I think that's what he was saying. It's like now we fast forward and niggas is just like women ain't shit. I think we have to be very honest to say most women ain't shit. Like I think I spoke about this when Adrian tried to trip me up with the high vibrational woman and I said she doesn't exist. We just have to be honest to say most women ain't shit, right? But then we also have to be honest to say most niggas ain't shit. You know what I mean? Because now with that assignment, a lot of y'all don't want to step into that role of saying, okay, let's stop bashing women who have gotten pregnant by a nigga that's the kid is not mine. Let's stop putting them down and let's start pouring into our communities. I don't think nobody in y'all generation or in our generation, I should say, is ready for that responsibility yet. But I think that could be the start of the change with regards to what he was saying. So it's just going to continue to be a problem where you're not going to have much to pick from because the women that you're trying to pick from ain't shit, whether they educated, whether they from the slums, whatever the case may be. She's gonna have, if she didn't have a father or a nigga to lead her in some way, she gonna be fucked up and she gonna be out here fucked up and you're gonna be looking for something that she can't give. So I don't think it's intentional. I just think that most women aren't able to be anything but aggressive, masculine, not non-submissive, not agreeable, etc.
Chef Eddie with the $2 super chat. Yo, Mary, come help me clean these shrimp.
Shit like that.
I hate you.
Ain't nobody trying to be an Eddie living room. Come on.
So, so Q. So, so at what point do women need to know and say they ain't shit? If they knew that and said that, would they be able to turn it around themselves? You think?
Well, I think that's the fuckery, right? Is now it leaves this generation of women to have to do inner work to step up to a certain standard. And then from there, I think if the men are willing, like I said, to pour into children that may not be yours, where you see there is a need, and the fathers that are there and present, like y'all, continue to do y'all work, that next generation gonna bloom.
But
At what point is it too late though, Q? At what point is it too? At what point is it too late though? When she got fucking 8 kids, living in a 1-bedroom apartment. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, Q, you're not saying if she got 6 kids, Q, are you saying that somebody sign up for that?
I'm saying create something within the community. You ain't gotta be at the bitch house fucking her and eating her oodles and noodles. But if y'all got some shit going on after school program and them boys and girls is getting lessons they wouldn't get anywhere else, you get that's what I'm saying.
But
so you saying
men? You see what I'm saying? Like when the nigga in the community knew that the little girl was having a father-daughter dance, it didn't matter if you was a drug dealer. Niggas show up. You feel what I'm saying? Like that's not your daughter, but that would mean something.
So you say men provide that presence that's lacking in some way, shape, or form.
I think it would have made a difference in our generation, right? So the pick, so you may not reach all of the young girls and all the women, and all the boys, but it's gonna make a difference in what you can choose from. Instead of having that high and like not high standard, you're not asking for much, but being realistic, you're asking for something more than what this current generation can provide by saying, "Oh, I want a woman that's this." She ain't got that. She got to do the inner work to get there.
I see what you're saying. Go ahead, love.
Yeah, I was thinking about this, and I think that, you know, I love what Q said. I don't even want to add on to it because she said it very eloquently. Scapegoat. I think a lot of finger pointing is done across the aisle, and that's the problem. I just think, you know, now we're talking about the Black women's accountability. When the last question we couldn't even get to the Black man's accountability. I thought that was pretty interesting, but that's a different topic for a different day, I guess.
What? It's the same day. That was just 20 minutes ago.
I mean, we want to go back to that question, do we? I'm just saying
Go ahead.
So we're gonna stay on topic because we already veered off enough tonight. I don't think they're being used as a scapegoat. I think that the perceived, and I guess I wanted the question for you is, what is the perceived poor conduct? Give me an example, because I was struggling with this question.
You know it. I mean, loudmouth, stubborn, manly.
Okay. Loud,
you know that shit.
Manly. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay,
Look,
so
if you're aggressive
loudmouth
and assertive, that's pretty manly. Like,
I don't agree with that. I don't think
burping at the table.
manly. You said
want the big
at the
piece,
table? That's
you want the big piece of chicken, shit like that.
Shit like that. Putting good dudes on child support.
No, so yeah, the big piece of chicken conversation. That's not. I won't say that's a Black man's fault if he's standing up as the leader in the relationship. So yeah, no, I'm not a scapegoat, but I just think a lot of healing needs to take place, and all the finger pointing needs to stop. Seriously, across the aisle. That's all I'm going to add to it. You can't use someone else's scapegoat and saying it's their fault the way they act this way, because there are tools that when you know better, you do better. And even though
have you heard it a lot though? Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
Say what? What'd you say?
No, I said, but haven't you heard it a lot though?
Yeah, there's no justification for that though. I've heard that people, it's your fault that I'm this way. I've heard that before. Again, there's no excuse. I just hear too much on both sides. The whole gender argument back and forth is every single day. I feel like I hear it, but I think healing needs to take place on both sides of the aisle. I believe finger pointing needs to stop. I believe accountability needs to rise up and take place in the community. I agree with Q about community needs to be a priority for our people. because that's when growth will occur. I just think it's not your fault, and it's not your fault. We need to stop doing that.
Yeah, I got a quick question. It's not off topic, but Asia, do you do that? I'm in love. Do you do that?
Saying it's your fault?
Yeah. Do you blame men, whether it's something like about you specifically, or if it's a discussion where we're talking about women in general? Do you flip it? Well, they do that because of men, or well, what about what y'all do? Y'all always boom, 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 boom. Do you?
So I do say. So I will. So no. So the first part, no. But the second part, I do say. So if a man says, "Why are you always talking so like this? I don't like when you do that," and I'm like, "Well, you do it." I do say that because it's like, how do you talk? How do you talk to me about how I'm behaving and having a communication when your communication is just as offensive? Like, that's crazy. If you don't like offensive communication, then don't perpetuate that. I do that. I do say that because I think that's crazy. The Bible says, you're talking about the speck in my eye, you got a whole mote in yours. So yes, I definitely do. And that's what the word says. Let me read Thank you, Hank, the basic super chat.
I just hate when y'all do that, man.
But it's the truth, Ham. Let me read the super chat. You say something to these tack head kids, and they are ready to fight. Don't talk to my kids. You ain't his daddy.
Hank said, "Don't sign up to be no stepfather." But
that's an excuse, right?
Go ahead, Q.
That's an excuse. Hank is the epitome of the topic. You're already putting an excuse out there. So fuck the tackhead ones and get the ones that you can get. That's what I said.
Yeah, and she did clarify that. Initially, I thought she was saying that. She was saying men need to be involved and be a presence because we can affect the kids differently. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Damn. Any final thoughts on this one? Y'all did a better job on this one. The first one, piss poor. Good. Married. Like shit. I can't let it slide. So Matthew 7 is not saying to be a hypocrite. What it's saying is
no, what is it saying? It didn't wait.
You can judge.
But Matthew, what? Say it all over again. Matthew.
Yeah, you can judge, right? But it's not about hypocrisy. You want to tell people, so if I'm sinning and love sinning, I can tell her about my sin or her sin, and she can tell me about mine. That's fine. Like, you don't have to keep your mouth shut. You don't have to be perfect. Shit like that.
I totally agree with you. It's not about being perfect. Perfection will never be achieved. It's absolutely not about being perfect. But what I'm talking, I never said that. You said it's not about being perfect. And I said, I agree with that. It's not about being perfect. What it's about is saying you have something in your eye. Well, I have this big gaping speck in my eye. If I'm not actively trying to fix what's in my eye, I can't point out to you and saying you need to fix that in your eye right now. It's bothersome. It's getting on my nerves. I can't.
I know what you're saying. I'm just telling you, it doesn't say that. It says if I don't have the same shit in my eye, I can tell you have an eyelash, and you can tell me I have an eye booger. Because we're both should be working on ourselves, but it doesn't mean. Wait a minute. Wait, I'll let you finish and be wrong. So let me be finished and be right.
We're saying the same thing though.
No, because we're not doing the same thing. So I can still have something in my eye and still tell you. And still be working on mine at the same time. That's the point.
I literally just sat there and said, if you're trying to fix yours at the same, I said that.
Just mute. I'm tired of that shit. You didn't say the same thing to me.
Yes, I did. I muted my own self. I did.
You'll listen back and be educated like every Wednesday. That's like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. Let me finish with the joke. My nigga, come. You've been on the show long enough, bro.
Well, let the joke be funny so I can let you finish, though.
Like, share, subscribe. Yo, I was just thinking about how I killed Alex a couple weeks ago. Whatever. I ain't gonna bring up old shit. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Omega Green with the $10 super chat. Did it pop up yet?
Yeah.
Women, do you realize how often? Do you realize how offensive it is for you to ask men that you often openly revile to help raise kids that you had with a man that do nothing but tear down Black America? Damn, Omega Green be trying.
No, I'm laughing because are we just full of excuses?
Right.
Like that's all I'm laughing.
That's
Like
it's just gonna keep pouring in. So y'all are part of the problem.
and it's
Right,
it's prevalent on all your super chats. And then y'all sitting shaking your head and it's
because women are gonna
If you don't
ask
want to
for
do the work,
anything.
just say I don't want to do the work, and then just be that nigga. But
Say it
don't
again,
put that-
Mary. Say it again so they can hear you.
Women are not gonna ask for something for nothing. You get what I'm saying? So it's like if you want me, my kids come with it. You know what I'm saying? You can't expect to get me and not my kids, and then get mad when you just want me, and I'm like, nah, my kids is here too.
No, Mary, they don't do that. They're just saying stay away from the women with kids.
No, he was saying that we asked them whatever the fuck he was saying. It's not up there no more. But he was saying it in reference to us expecting them to do something for our kids. Like if you don't come to me and approach me when I have kids, then I'm not going to ask you shit.
Did y'all read? Hold on, let's read it. Let's read it one time.
Nah, that's not.
He says, do you realize how offensive it is for you to ask men that you often openly revile to help raise kids that you had with men that do nothing but tear down Black America? I'm not going to ask you to do anything for anybody if you're not trying to get something out of me.
I just assumed he was.
You're not addressing the question. You're not addressing the super chat.
He's addressing Q's final point, really.
Oh, in regards to wanting them to help everybody,
as many as they can reach.
He's saying that you made them kids with cats that's really making us look bad.
Right. So
that are the stereotypes.
Oh, okay.
Did she read good?
No, I'm reading
yes,
it.
but he also said
specifically, not
yes,
as in regards to what you read these super chats late.
No, I didn't.
What do you mean? Q stopped talking a long time ago.
No, he just sent it. But
right, so I think he's talking about what we're talking about now. I think this is present. If he just sent it, we don't ask men or women don't really ask men for shit. A lot of time, women are taking care of their own kids, and then men come along and they either want to fuck. So then we have to put things in place. Okay, no, are you gonna take care? What are we doing? You take care of me because you know there's a package. So that's how it typically goes. The women out here don't ask you niggas, I mean, these niggas for anything.
Right,
nah, we ain't taking care of no package. We just gonna take care of you. We ain't taking care of no package.
And that don't make sense. So
but you
can't do that package.
You can't ask them to take a package
beat it
and not be able to discipline your child though. You can't
beat it.
You can't have both. So if
Get
he's
them
taking
kids
care
the
of a
fuck
package,
up out of here.
but
Thank you, Isha.
Chill out.
Thank you.
No, we're not agreeing. But
married, so
we're not agreeing.
But we are agreeing.
No, we're not. But
We're agreeing. I agree with you.
But if you
Tell your
can't
baby
say
father to
you're
come
a
get that
package
kid.
deal, and I want you to take care of my son because he's part of me, and then I'd be like, oh no, you can't hit him. Don't yell at him. You not his daddy. No. If he's paying for food, shelter, clothes, if you need to him up, him his ass up.
But I think you're speaking more to intentions, Isha.
Yeah, for sure.
If they got the right intention and it's to create that structure that child needs, absolutely. But if their intentions is off and it's just like, oh, I've been waiting well on a little kid, like then yeah, that changes.
But
even in that regard,
where we vet the men we're dating as well.
Right.
So we're also vetting
that goes
the
back
men.
to you because if you're dating somebody who has animosity towards your child, then that's a you issue.
So
that ain't anything else kind of issue. That's you. You have poor judgment and character.
I do agree with you saying. However, you get a dude, and I respect you, my child's mother, and I respect the new dude you with, and don't mind him disciplining my child. He put his hands on my child, I'm beating him up. Nothing to talk about.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, she's not asking him to provide for your child because you're providing for your child.
Right, but I would expect him to discipline my child and be the role model that my child needs. But by all means, do what you got to do. Bark if you have to. You put your hands on my child, we got a problem.
Wait a minute. So wait a minute.
Facts, Chief.
So if you have a child by a woman, and the child stays with the mom and the new boyfriend, and the boyfriend disciplines the child physically, you'd have a problem with the man?
Absolutely. Am I active in my child's life?
Right. That's the difference. You're active.
That's insanity.
No, he's talking about putting his hands on his child.
Right.
He has
the same way
He
that
could
man was physically
discipline, but he
disciplined,
said put his hands on. You want to
like
see
a
a dead
spanking,
body?
right? We're talking about a
yeah,
spanking.
okay, a spanking. Yeah, no, I have a problem with that.
You want to see a
That's
dead body?
insanity.
Me being an
That's
active,
insanity.
me being an active father, I'm supposed to be okay with another man putting his hands on my child. Motherfucker, call me and I'll handle that. You don't put your hands on
No.
my kid.
It's not insanity if he's
You
active.
can't, if you're not physically in the home. If you're not physically in the home, you can't be active at the moment that the child needs discipline. So the child needs physical discipline at the moment. So what are you supposed to pause and take a time out and wait for the?
No child needs physical discipline. First of all, from another man. Secondly,
That's a different conversation.
you telling me you will be okay with me putting my hands on your child?
Yes, I would.
You need to come on and beat your ass too. Then that's what's gonna happen.
No. If I'm in a situation where I'm not physically in the home with my seed, with my child, I would be okay with another man physically disciplining my child. Yes, I would be okay.
Gunny, I
You're
don't
okay
believe
with
you,
the
Gunny.
football coach doing it. You're okay with the.
Gunny, I don't believe you. And you a vet. You a vet. Come on, Gunny. I don't believe you. You ain't gonna let no other man put his hands on your kid. Stop. Knock it off.
You're not in a position. You're not in a position. You're not in a position to dictate. You're not in a position to dictate whether a man can physically discipline your child if you're not in the home with the child.
You out of your fucking mind.
All right.
Gunny,
you out of your rabbit ass mind.
So then what is the mother supposed to do?
What is the mother
She's supposed to say time out?
No, I'm cool with the mom. The mom, if my kid needs an ass whooping, the mom go up and they run up on her ass. But her boyfriend, fuck out of here. It's not happening.
So then where? Okay, so great point. Where does that put the stepfather?
Man, fuck that stepfather.
What do you mean? I respect him as a man. I respect him as a man. I appreciate the services he provides for my kid. He can discipline to a degree. You put your hands on my kid, I got a fucking problem with it.
No, you don't, bro. You don't respect that man. You don't respect that man. And that goes to the original point what Kevin Sain was talking about. It doesn't benefit men to be stepfathers because we're in a crazy situation where as men we know that children need discipline. So I'm supposed to do a timeout, pause, and wait for you to come over and discipline the child that I'm taking care of financially? Are you serious?
If I'm not present, then it's a different story. If I'm active in my child's life, doing my thing on my part, and you think you can put your hands on my child, I'm gonna come there and I'm gonna beat your ass first and take my kid out the house.
Then women that have children, and the fathers don't live in the home, it's hopeless because they can't meet an alpha male. There's no way that they can deal with a man that's a man's man that knows when to lay the law down and discipline his children or stepchildren or women that he's financially taking care of. It's hopeless, bro.
It's not happening.
You're saying that women have no chance of finding a man, an alpha male to take care of their children.
An alpha male would look me in my face and go, "Yo, your daughter needed to get her ass whooped, but that's your child." He would have enough respect for me not to do that. I don't give a fuck what the mom says. If the mom okays her husband hitting my child, I'm coming in the house and I'm whooping his ass.
That's not an alpha male. That's not an alpha male. No. I'm sorry. That's not an alpha male.
So a beta male would be another nigga letting another nigga beat his child. Fuck out of here, Gunny. I'm not taking that shit. You a beta.
That's not an alpha male. Hey, bro. Hey, your son's acting up over here. Can you come over here to the woman that you used to sleep with and have sex with and give him a spanking? And after you're done, can you leave and go back home? Come on, bro. Knock it off. What alpha male is going to say that?
You're a different nigga. I have respect for men. If I'm with another man and his child's in my house, I'm not going to put my hand on another man's kid, especially if he's an active part of their life. It's not happening like that.
If I'm financially taking care of a child, these hands will go across his backside.
And these hands go across your jaw.
Financially.
Nothing to talk about.
Period.
Nothing to talk about.
And if you don't like it, then you're gonna come over and you're gonna get the same treatment.
So in this situation, ain't no agree disagree right here. If I find out another man put his hands on my daughter, it's smoke in the city.
It be smoke. It be smoke for the child, and it be smoke for the daddy.
So
That's
be
different.
so
That's
be
a
it.
daughter. You talking about a daughter.
I'm talking about my kid, my son. No matter.
But Chief, if say you the stepdad, because you're single right now, so it's a 90% chance you may be a stepdad.
Yeah.
So if you're the stepdad, right,
Mm-hmm.
and you in the house, and your wife's son is beating your son ass, you telling me you're not gonna put your hands on that nigga?
You break up the fight.
Nah,
you
they
don't go
fight.
beating
They,
another. Little boys fight all the time. You break up the fight.
Supposed to bang out.
You know
They
how
gotta
big
learn.
these
They
kids
supposed
is?
to bang out.
Listen,
I'm not a little nigga, Mary. So you know what I mean?
Hey, Chief. Hey, could you come over and handle this light work for me, please?
Absolutely.
It's
I'll be
getting a
right
little
there.
out of hand.
I'll be right there. That's what a good father does.
But you're still putting your hands. You're still putting your hands. Even if you breaking it up, you might have to get a little weight.
No, that's not what they saying, Mary. That's not what they saying.
I'm still putting. Listen,
That's why you should have let the men have the conversation.
Stop, because what I know of you right now, hypothetically speaking, God forbid, you and your husband separate. He take the kids home for the weekend. His baby, his new girl is there. Your kids wild out. She beat your kids. You don't have a problem with that? Don't sit here on this fucking camera and lie. Because what I know of you I don't know you that well, but from what I know, you ain't having that shit.
From a woman's perspective, because I'll be boys and a girl's ass in my house. These kids getting their ass whooped in my house. My stepkids, my kids, everybody getting their ass whooped in my house. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
my husband been raising my son since 3. You think I intervene when he be whooping his ass? Absolutely not.
Y'all niggas is y'all wilding. I'm telling you right now, y'all. There is no man that's putting his hands on my kids. Period. I don't give a fuck what role you play.
My daughters is of course with daughters, they dad. You know, my husband don't even put his kids on my daughters.
So the stepdad. I'm sorry, Mary. The stepdad can do everything else, but he can't discipline the child physically.
Well, okay, so maybe I'm extra biased because I don't hit my kids. I don't have to. Like I've been dealing with kids my entire life.
I don't hit my kids either.
I've been dealing with kids my entire life, Gunny. I'm very good at behavior intervention.
Let me bring some order to this. So, Chief, in the hypothetical, so that's the key right there, Gunny. He doesn't spank his own children, so that changes it a bit. But if you give your kids a spanking, and then you're saying you still wouldn't let him discipline them in the same way, I think the argument is the argument there. But because Chief don't hit him at all, I wouldn't see him allowing somebody else to hit him. I think that makes sense to me. You know what I'm saying? But if you spanking them at your house and they respond to that, and he knows how to measure his strength or whatever, and he spanks him at his house to keep the consistency, I feel like kids are better off in that way. But if it's one way at one house, one way at the other, I don't know if kids do well with that because they start to manipulate and act differently, and you get a different kid at either house.
Hold on. So him, you would let somebody else spank one of your kids?
I don't hit my kids.
You didn't answer the question.
No, but I don't hit them though.
Okay,
so my motto is don't do nothing I wouldn't do to them.
Okay.
But like one time I dropped Georgie off, and like a dude was in there. I'm just like, oh, what's up, bro? Right? And then she asked me like 3 days later, oh, you're not gonna say it? I said, I don't got nothing to say to him. I said, because you know what I'm gonna do if you fucked up by choosing the wrong nigga. You know what I'm gonna do. So what I need to talk to him for, right? You make good decisions or else. Like that's it. That ain't my house. But just don't do nothing I wouldn't do. You know what I'm saying?
See?
But what I want to grill the nigga, and then you know how people are. Then they take it out on your kid on some dumb shit. Like, nah. Like then we on World Star for the wrong reasons. What you saying, Q?
No, I think that both Chief and Gunny were making valid points.
Yeah.
I don't know if you got the proper assessment because some of what you were saying was sounding like bullshit. But I think Adrian probably could.
Like what, nigga?
I'm just saying. I think Adrian has the
No. You said what I sound like bullshit. What was the bullshit part?
Yeah, when you were trying to like soften it by saying, "Well,
Let me put
Chief
you next to me so you can get the same treatment Alex got." What'd you say?
All right, host. So you were saying that Chief doesn't discipline his kids in that manner, so it wouldn't. For that reason, it's almost like you were speaking for him because the whole time he had a strong ass argument based on some scenario of his kid getting whipped by another nigga. So he should have said that for himself. So that part sounded like cap.
No. All right, let me respond. It's not cap, but if Gunny doesn't have all the context, he's just replying. But let's ask Gunny. He's sitting right there. Gunny, if Chief says I don't hit my children, therefore you shouldn't either. Does that make more sense than just saying flat out don't hit him regardless of what I do?
No, that make more sense. It puts it in better context. I
No,
think.
there's no shaking your head and come on, Q. Listen, you let these niggas go for 10 minutes and not
But,
one time.
but why you try to refute my 10-second point?
But
That
this
didn't make
is a
sense.
grown ass man who could have just straight said what you said in that 10, 15, 20
It
minutes.
didn't matter. See,
He didn't
you
say
misunderstand. You misunderstand. Chief, it didn't matter. Chief don't care if he hit his kids or not. He don't hit. It doesn't matter to him. He don't care if he hit him. He don't care if he don't hit him. You better not hit him. Right?
Okay,
but I'm just saying, Gunny having a conversation, if he has more context, then his responses might change and it might be more understanding.
Okay. Maybe that works for you, but for what I understand from it, it sounded like you put an excuse in there for Chief to be like, well, because he doesn't discipline his kids, none of what Gunny was saying applies. But Chief could have said, well, this is a problem for me because I don't discipline my kids. You get what I'm saying?
I did understand Ham's point.
You didn't say that.
I understand Ham's point, and I appreciate him for like making or bringing it full circle. But I'm to battle that Q. If I hit my kids or not, I still have a problem when another man hit my kids.
Yeah, I could see that. Though. I could see that, but you didn't say that. Is my point. You know what I mean? You were sticking more towards the scenario where if a nigga hit your kids, you could have just said, I don't hit my kids.
I stand firm in that, but I still don't hit my kids.
Yeah, but Q also I preface my statements with, since you're trying to be so smart, let me bring some order to this, right? So that's why I brought it like that, just so we can kind of calm it back down and get some common ground and understanding.
Or you could have just told them to shut the fuck up and calmed it down. All that extra.
Don't respond to that. And I don't tell nobody to shut up ever.
But you get what I'm saying. So anyway, like I was saying, I think that for Chief, you made a very strong point in that if you're not if you're an active parent, because I'm gonna take another point that you said that actually did make sense, unlike the shit that Hamp was talking about. If you are an active parent, then that changes it for you, because that was really what I heard from you. I mean, you could go along with what Hamp is saying because maybe it works, but from what I heard from you is that if you're an active parent, it doesn't work for you for somebody else to be disciplining your child because you are an active parent, not an absent parent.
Correct.
Did I
would agree. No, I would agree with that for sure. I'm very, very present in my kids' lives. Very, like, this ain't no, yeah. So, to your point, yes.
That part makes sense. And then I think what Gunny was saying also made sense. If you are an active step parent who's doing most of the providing, you are taking care of that child and taking that child in as your own, and possibly married, if you are taking on that role, then yeah, in a scenario where the child needs to be disciplined, that's probably what's going to happen. And nobody's going to sit around and wait for you to show up to do that.
So I see, that's where I beg to differ. So if I'm like,
yes,
I probably anticipate being with a woman with kids. I love kids, so that's a different story. If I got to discipline my man's son and he's an active father and active in his kid's life, I'm going to check the kid to the point where he understands and then be like, yo, man, I was about to put, your child probably just need to get the hands put on. I'm not going to hit another man's kid. That's just not how I get down.
Right. But you're saying you were active. And I think in Gunny's scenario, the person was not active, which made Gunny an active parent in that role.
But I think to your point, how I said, regardless of whether I beat him or not, I still got a problem with it. I think to Gunny's point, whether he's active or not, he's okay with it.
Right. Yeah. But okay, maybe y'all saying two different things, because active to me is the person who's also taking the bulk of the financial responsibility. So maybe that caveat that Gunny put in there is what makes me see his perspective, because you could be the nigga that's showing up, taking him to the park, but this nigga provide for him. You feel what I'm saying?
No. I do feel what you're saying, but it's just different for me because I'm a provider. So I don't like.
Right. So that would change it for you. So I understand what both of y'all are saying. I think that was the clarity that needed to be brought to those two statements, because Hamp always saying we speaking to the audience, so I don't want to lose people with dumb shit talking about you didn't want somebody hitting your kid because you don't hit your kid. But y'all
so ideally I would love for my kid's mother to get
let me go now, because this nigga is throwing too many jabs. What the fuck are you talking about, nigga? That's an aspect. That's an aspect that can be brought in, that can bring some understanding to it. You know that, right? And so you added a couple more aspects. You also jumped in while I was talking, and I was about to say way more brilliant shit, and you brought in this layman shit.
Oh, you was gonna bring the Bible into it?
No, y'all don't understand that shit. You saw what the fuck Love did with the Bible. She's man.
We can do it again. I can. No. That's not what
Can I
happened.
read some super chats, please?
Can you?
Jesus Christ, we got new viewers. They talking about Hank, calm down. Hank the basement with the $2 super chat. Aisha is spot on. Aisha, that was when Aisha was talking 15 minutes ago before Gunny jumped up to 15th pick in the first round. Spark Water with the $5 super chat. Just shout out to the panel. Very good conversation and discussions. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you. I don't think I've seen Spark Water here before. Maybe. Mike Brown with the $2 super chat. That's why it's not possible, Q. I read it right. 1000% facts, Chief.
Shout out to Mike
Reese
Brown.
Anderson. Yeah, something to Mike. Reese Anderson with the $5 super chat. Ain't no way in hell a stepdad is disciplining a child of mine. Only way I would allow that if I'm not in a child's life, which would never happen.
I fuck with you, Reese.
Triumph Pack with the $5 super chat. Gunny, 100%. You gave up that when you left your child. Omega Green with the $5 super chat. Actually, I agree with Chief. So regarding this subject, would any of the women on the panel be willing to give their children to their father? Mary said them kids can go, right, Mary?
If my son had a decent biological father.
Yeah. $2 super chat from Alex. Is everyone for spanking? Why or why not?
Nope, that's out. Nope.
The Loud and Strong podcast, $10 super chat was good. This is why the stepdad role is a horrible deal. You have all the responsibility and no authority. You have to pay the bills while another man makes the rules in your house. Damn. I feel like you know what sucks about some of this? I feel like Q made a point totally off of the stepdad role, but it just got lost in the sauce a little bit. Triumph Pack with the $5 super chat. It takes a village, I thought. Beat his behind. Maybe your kid deserves it.
It was fucked up because I don't disagree with that, but don't put your hands on my kid.
I think that's true impact.
Mike Brown with the $5 super chat. Ain't no most of the providing when we paying said child support. There's nothing you can provide for my kids. And then Roz Girl hit him with the 20 ball. like that, man. Roz was good. Roz, one of the best moderators on YouTube, by the way. With the $20 super chat. Thank you, Roz. Child support is the bare minimum a parent can do. Damn.
Really?
For step parents, no credit for step parents at all.
Yeah,
which is fucked up too, though.
Do people just feel like that about stepdads though, or like stepmoms too?
Nah, both.
Yeah, they hate stepmoms too. They hate stepmoms.
Everybody hates stepmoms. Don't give credit for shit, boy.
Especially that stepmom more sexy.
No, but even on some real shit, like what in my house, like we definitely had those conversations because you're doing so much for a child, and then you get left out of stuff like parent teacher conference. You know what I'm saying? Like little stuff like that. You just you don't get the emails, you know, and so that could be tough to deal with. You know, real shit.
Rough. It's rough.
That shit ain't no joke, man. It take a special, even adoption and all. We had that other conversation before, but man, taking care of somebody else's kid is no joke, bro. You know?
I was actually telling somebody about that conversation we had on another podcast when you was like, there's no
return on investment.
Yeah, there's no, turn on investment in being a step parent.
Yeah. Oh no, with your own kids, let alone step kids.
Yeah.
Zero ROI on kids. None. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. It helps the channel the most. We might have to try to go back and answer some of the super chat questions. Well, let's answer Alex's because that was easier a little bit. Let's go around the room. Yes or no? Q, you for spanking?
Absolutely.
Love?
Not anymore.
Isha?
Up until a certain age.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so big kids don't get spankings?
You gotta fight them niggas.
We'll go from spanking to fighting. Love, can you quickly say why it's not anymore?
I had a paradigm shift. I did spank my son when I was raising him. But as I've got older and wiser, I wouldn't do it again. And I don't subscribe to that anymore.
Okay. Mary, yes or no, you spank?
I personally don't.
You don't? Are you for spanking?
Yeah. I and yeah.
Mr. White?
Absolutely.
Gunny?
Same thing that Love said. I used to, and with my oldest child, I believed in it, but with my youngest child, no. As a parent, I grew. So no.
Chief, for spanking?
It's fucked up, but I don't, but I am. Like it's true. I don't, but I am.
You wait. You
I
don't spank.
I don't
but
hit my kids, but I've that's the culture I grew up in. So it was, if I apply it to myself, it's kind of like it helped mold me. But I just feel like I learned better ways. So like you, I kind of like I've
so
had a
you're
paradigm
not
shift.
for it.
You're not
Okay,
against
got
it.
it.
Not for it, not against it. I
He
guess.
said
I don't know.
you're
that-
against it. You're against
I'm
it.
against. I guess so. I don't know.
Bub?
No.
Sis, are you for spanking?
No.
No?
I got some. I realized that if your kids like kind of fear you and respect you and they love you, they will respond to you verbally if you're giving them verbal direction or redirection. And I realized just the other day, like I was about to hit him, but I said I'm just upset, you know. So I said I see a point to. Somebody said it before. It's really just it's you being in control of your own emotions. Because I wanted to take his head off, but I said, wait, I'm annoyed and upset about a lot of different things. So if I take his head off, first of all, my mom gonna come get me, but I just didn't need to do that. I just realized that like it's really just parents, like
Mm,
we gotta check ourselves.
You
that's
know
a
who I
good.
learned from this? You know who put me on game? And it's a fact. Your older brother. Years ago, he put me on game. And I put that and I transitioned that shit into my own life when I had my kids. And that's a fact. That's on everything. He taught me that shit.
Well, he probably used it all up on us. He's probably tired of spanking and whooping kids.
He was like,
No,
yo, I
he's
don't,
definitely the goat. He's definitely the goat, bub. I know exactly what you're saying. And he
yeah.
never really spanked us. He would do stuff like put your hand on the table and like he pop us like with anger or
I can
like
totally see that.
I didn't get
Yeah.
spanking.
Yeah,
I
sis
didn't get
don't
spanking.
sis don't count as much. Nigga, he used to bring a wire hanger and make you put your hand flat on a concrete table. That ain't fun.
Well, he
Come on.
didn't spank us. It was more
Put him
like
in
of
the
a
fucking
mind
ditch and get him
thing,
out of
I
here.
think.
Yeah, because he told me he was like that he didn't spank his kids. I'm like, what? You serious? And when he broke down why, I'm like, yo, when I have my kids, I'm trying that shit. And sure enough, it worked. It
I'm
worked.
agreeing with the $2 super chat. Spanking should be what do you say, corrective and not punitive?
I
Yeah.
agree with that. And I think to answer, I know you haven't asked this yet, but to answer the second part of Alice's question and give it more context, not whipping, because I think it's different. It depends on the approach that you use and how you do it. There's people that just wail on kids, like they just beat the shit out of them, and that to them is spanking. I don't do that. I've never, any child I've ever spanked was like, two, they're done. Pop, pop, you're done. Like, and then after that, it's coming with a lecture on why that had to happen. And the main source is usually a really extreme situation where they might have been in harm's way or in danger. It's never no simple shit like, you think of the average thing that a kid would be disciplined for, like just talk to, maybe sat down, whatever, is never nothing like that. Never nothing like poor grades. I think that there is a fine line between spanking and abuse. And I don't think that a lot of people take the time to go through that process. So to what Bub was describing and you guys were describing, that to me is more like child abuse. Spanking for the purpose of discipline, and like I said, in those extreme situations, like if I'm driving on the highway, you know better than to open the car door, and you open the car door, or you getting your ass whooped when you get home. But that's gonna come with, again, I'm not wailing on you for like 5 hits or until you scream or until I get a reaction or tears or anything like that. It's never that deep. So I just wanted to clarify that.
I
Can't
think
clean
sis,
that up. It's
I
spanking
think
is hitting. It's hitting. It's like slavery. There's no way to kind of clean it up. You really do not need to put your hands on children. You can talk to children. Yes, if he opens that car door, yes, it's pretty bad, but there's no reason to really hit them. I learned that.
That's
but
pretty
sis,
bad. Your kid be like being in a position to fly out the car or get injured in some type of way from opening your door in the highway.
but sis's point, that point, you can you hear me? Sis?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Oh, when she was saying like it's you, it's not the kid. The fear of them falling out is what makes you angry. Like you get so scared of what could have happened to them, I feel like, and then you react in a way because you were made to feel some type of way.
Right, but again, if you're spanking them with anger attached to it too, because that makes a difference too, then like I said, that's something completely different. Now you're just like, oh, all that rage, oh, you're gonna get it, and then you're coming at them like that. Most of us were disciplined like that.
Oh,
I'm talking
have
about
you
something
ever had to?
completely different.
Have you ever tried to hit somebody or fight somebody happy? Like
Not
you're
happy, but
you've never done
there's a
that.
way
That doesn't happen.
you're right, but not happy. So that's an extreme, right? That would be kind of sick if you're happy and spanking the kid too. But I'm talking about something completely different that obviously you can't relate to because you don't apply that to your own situation. But in that sense, once they feel that, the likelihood of them doing that same thing has been completely minimized. In your case, because all kids are different too and respond to things differently too, the likelihood of a kid who may need a spanking responding to that, or I'm sorry, doing that same thing again will probably be pretty high. Because
No,
all kids
these
are
kids
different.
still bad as hell. Some of them still bad as hell and been whooped all their life.
Right. Because that would have been probably more child abuse and not in the form of discipline.
Yeah. Let me read a couple of these. I don't know. It's in depth. Mr. I'll be right back with the $5 super chat. Spanking is like rearranging the deck furniture on the Titanic. It's too late. It's already going down. Yo. Mr. Gary S with a 20 ball. Damn good show, panel. Word.
Shit like that.
Appreciate you. Damn, man. Interesting.
Let me add
Everybody.
this too. Let me add this too, and it has to be during the formative years. Like I think there should be classes on how to discipline kids with spanking. Like it has to be during the formative years because to Isha's point, if they're 15, I always say the cutoff is like 9, but 9, 10, because by then kids know a lot of right from wrong. So if you whipping the shit out of a 12, 13, 14, 15-year-old, that's a slippery slope. Like they probably already are developed. So
We in
now
different times, Q. That's the kids have too many rights. That's never gonna go down. You put your hands on your kid, you could potentially lose your fucking job and go to
right.
jail.
You're
Trust me,
speaking about,
it ain't
but
worth it, yo.
child
It ain't
abuse.
worth it.
And I agree with you.
It don't even have to
But
be child abuse. All they have to do is go to school, go somewhere, and say, "Listen, my
Man.
parent that I love did this."
yes, and that means you have no control of your household if your child is willing to do that.
That doesn't mean you don't have control of your household.
In
It
my
doesn't.
opinion, yes.
These kids are spending more times in that school system with these
These
teachers
rabbit
than they are
holes,
with you.
man.
So they can tell these teachers anything. Anything could come out of them lips. It
All
don't
right.
have to be.
All right.
It don't have to be
So,
100%
so
true.
y'all who
And your
don't
ass get
discipline your
jammed
kids,
up.
that
I'm transitioning off this. Is there a final point for this?
Don't beat your kids.
And then Q saying beat them with understanding.
yeah, if you don't have no self-control, I agree with Sis and Bub completely. It's probably not for everybody. You guys are proving that because some people don't know the fine line between spanking your kids with discipline and abusing them. So yeah, if you feel like you're gonna do too much, don't do it at all.
I don't think you could. Hold on. I don't think you could take it there because we do have self-control. I ain't never caught a case. With that said, I'm just saying there's a different way to do it, which you can verbally talk to your children. You don't need to physically spank them. Good example, Ham. This is it. No. Watch the Super Nanny. She has a lot of good ways to teach you how to parent your children in the formative years.
All right. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. All right. There's one topic I really wanted to ask and get to. Did you guys see the overruling of affirmative action in college admission?
No.
Did you guys, everybody see that?
I didn't see it.
So
yes.
So the main target was Harvard and UNC. Surprisingly, 10% of the kids are legacy that get into those schools and those programs. That's one thing that was opened up. But it was said that the Asian kids have to score somewhere like 270 points higher than everyone else to be admitted. And it's not based on merit; it's based on the skin color, so to speak. So they wanted to take that out. Skin color being the reason why people are admitted to school or not. And so the Supreme Court gutted affirmative action in terms of college admissions. And then also, did you guys see over the weekend a couple weekends ago, what happened in our neighborhoods? Did you see what happened in Baltimore?
Yeah.
So I think 25 people got shot.
At a block party.
25 people.
28.
My bad. In Northeast, I think it was yesterday or the day before. 10 people got shot. 9 people.
It was 9. Yeah.
9. Okay. In Philadelphia, I think 7 people got shot. 5 died in that one. And was it Fort Worth?
That was Houston for some reason. Was it Houston?
It was a bank robbery, but I think it was like Fort Worth or something. But again, just one of the celebrations where people steady getting shot in our communities for no apparent reason other than it's a holiday. It seems like. I mean, obviously we know people get together for certain reasons. We know at home, right? Every time we got the Jamaican Day parade, any parade, motherfuckers getting shot up for sure, and we just blink at it. But with the rolling back of affirmative action, what's going on in our neighborhoods, how our and then also I was looking at one more thing. So there's like, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, 2 million, I think it might be even more, 2 million millionaires that are Black American. And I was doing the numbers, that's 5%. So I think it's 2 million if I'm not mistaken. And you see all of us up here educated or doing well in our own right. And then we got a lot of bullshit going on. And I feel like it's only us doing it to ourselves. I don't think anybody's influencing it. So I guess wanted to ask this question because it works both ways. I feel like, is racism still a valid excuse in this day and age? I heard Chaotic ask people all the time, tell me a time where you experienced racism. And I've seen so many people get tongue-tied when he asked that question.
I've experienced it growing up. I've experienced it. I've experienced it in adulthood too.
Can you tell us a time?
Yeah. Recently or when I was growing up. So it was a lot more prevalent when I was growing up, obviously.
Recently.
I say recently, like within the past I call microaggressions racism, right? And so I'm gonna talk about those. So went back home and there's a lot of microaggressions, but talking about how eloquent I speak, or I'm not racist. I have colored people as friends as well. Those types of things. Like, oh wow.
They use those exact words, colored?
They used, colored. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Interesting.
Oh wow, how'd you get that job? Or you have your own business, like microaggressions. When I was growing up, it was, the N word with the hard R. We're not allowed to go to certain neighborhoods. We're not allowed to play with the
Well, I'm
white
talking
kids.
about now though, because I
Yeah,
think
no, I told. Well, that's what I'm saying. I said the microaggressions now.
yeah.
But
So the microaggressions, and I have to be a devil's advocate. I feel like it's like a reach now. And don't get me wrong, we have diversity and inclusion. I hear about microaggressions, and I had to talk about it, from being on that board or whatever the case is. But I feel like we're reaching, like, oh, damn, you're doing better than I expected. But I'm talking about real racism that downtrodden you and hold you back, not them saying, I'm impressed that I see a nigga with a business.
So
I'm surprised.
According to your racism, according to your definition, is very subjective then. Because I believe microaggressions are still racism. That still has an impact.
I just think it's a reach. I don't think it's very impactful because you're saying
but if it's repeated in an environment, that was one example. Listen, please don't harp on that one statement.
I'm saying that you're saying that when you had a business and they were like, "Wow, you have a business."
That was one that I mentioned. I mentioned other before.
No, you said the grammar too. Grammar is one.
That was one. I also have black friends. I have black friends that are colored as well. I said that's what Bub asked, and they used the word colored.
You said colored?
Oh my God.
They said colored.
Are you not listening? Yes.
No, I didn't know what Bub was saying. You saying they called you colored? What year was this?
I have colored friends too, is what she said. And this
what I'm asking what year was this?
In the 2000s. So you can't.
Okay.
But I'm saying you can't ask me from my experience and sit there and say it didn't happen, or you can't.
I didn't say it didn't happen. I said that those microaggressions. I feel like I'm hearing that more and more. Like
what I'm saying, right? But my point was, before you interrupted me again, was if it is continual and perpetuated on a daily basis, that does have an impact on a person's psyche. It does.
You got called colored in 2000 and something. No wonder why Bub was so interested. He didn't want to
call me. She didn't call me colored. She said, "I said you are racist." She said, "I'm not racist. I have colored friends as well." This is the fourth time I said the same statement. I have colored friends as well.
She was probably an older woman too.
Of course, no. That's not the point. The point is she used the word colored because Ham is saying I'm not. You can't believe it happened. It happened in the 2000s.
I'm just saying that it didn't happen. Mr. I'll be right back with the $2 super chat. Racism is like saying your dog ate your homework.
Well, that's not true. I mean, fine, that's his opinion, whatever. But there are people that experience racism on a daily basis. It can be microaggressions or it could be very overt. And it is still prevalent. It's prevalent in healthcare. It's prevalent. I'll tell you another example. I'm off my business out there, but it happened to me in healthcare. I wanted a particular procedure done because I felt I needed it because my health was deteriorating. And the doctor said, you don't want to get in, try to scare me out of it. Another friend of mine had the same exact thing, but she was white because we worked in the same area and it was close to our job. And he recommended that she get it. So it does happen. Like, it's just because you don't experience it doesn't mean other people, you can't take away from their experience. Is all I'm saying.
No, we having a conversation, but also
not just I'm talking about the super chat. I wasn't just talking about
what was it? Which one?
When he said the dog ate my homework.
Oh, well, what he said? Well, because remember we move the conversation every which way, but the conversation is all about excuses. So that's the frame of mind I'm coming from. That's the reference.
Racism is an excuse. It's an excuse. Hold on. We've been sitting here listening for the last 3 minutes.
Gunny.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Hold on one second. So that's why I'm kind of just going at it, Love, because we're saying like microaggressions. Like, did it stop you? Did it hinder us? Or are we always complaining about shit that we don't need to complain about? even though we know it exists. We're not saying
Yeah.
we're not saying microaggressions don't happen, but I just think people overblow them a little bit. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't think that they overblow them. And again, it's very subjective because what you experience, it may not impact you, but it, like I said, if you're in a corporate environment and you get these microaggressions, then it can, and it does have the potential to impact your psyche, and it does impact your psyche. Thank God we have access to healthcare, mental health care, but it's needed because if you're constantly getting jabbed with microaggressions or racism or whatever, it has an impact. I don't think it's an excuse at all. I think it does still happen. Does it mean that you should just give up? Absolutely not. Does it happen? Yes. We're talking about two different things. No one's saying just give up and saying don't do anything about it. You're just stuck. You are hopeless. It's helpless. No one's saying that. If you're experiencing, you have tools now to address it, both legally and mental health wise. It can be addressed and it can be dealt with, but no one's saying give up. Use that as an excuse not to elevate and be promoted in your life.
We Unlock Nation with the $5 super chat. Just because you don't see racism doesn't mean it's not there. Still low key with 21 with the $10 super chat. Thank you for calling out the microaggression BS. Go visit the lynching monument in Montgomery, Alabama. Then come back with that weak mindset. Will with the $5 super chat. He might be trying to talk to somebody. Who you at and Will? Is it possible that your coworker had a different health profile than you?
I think it's somebody.
So he was talking to me. He was addressing me when I said that. That's what he's talking about.
Gotcha. So I guess he's saying maybe it was a recommendation for her, but not for you, but because her profile was different.
I noticed what he's saying, but Will, you're wrong. Again, I don't want to give too much of my medical information out on this podcast. It was an example. If I couldn't use all of the information, I shouldn't have used it in the first place. But the point was it did happen. I'm not going to put my health information out there, but no. And it's what he said to me as well, without me saying what it is.
Gotcha. Gunny, go ahead.
I think that Black people need to stop using racism as an excuse. It's a giant excuse. And we sat here and we listened, and love, it's not a shot at you, but we sat here and we listened to the struggle of trying to figure out how racism has impacted our lives. But the fact of the matter is 10 of us on this panel, and racism is a roadblock. It's a barrier, like every other barrier in life. Racism is just one of them. But in 2023, racism is not stopping any one of us from achieving our goals in this country. And Black people use that as a crutch. But I believe, though, that Black people are waking up and we're straying away from that liberal mindset. It's a liberal mindset of victimhood that we continue to use to point the finger at somebody else instead of looking in the mirror. When I tell you I'm so beyond tired of Black people talking about racism, bro, it's
okay.
Come on, man. For another 300 years, we're gonna continue to do it.
Yo,
go ahead, Bub.
Sometimes I kind of agree with Gunny, but I'm just not that passionate about it. Sometimes we do need to I'm talking about Black people.
Which means sometimes.
My fault. We do need to apply ourselves more.
Shit like that.
We do need to apply ourselves more. Like Gunny said, if there's something we trying to achieve, just go do that shit, man. Just go do that shit. Don't use racism as a fucking excuse. Just go apply yourself and handle it. And if it does occur during your process, like I think Love said, fight through that shit. If you got to fight through that shit legally or what have you, take the proper steps and get it done. We're about to be in 2024, man. Like sometimes we are our own, restrictions. We restrict ourselves from a lot of shit, that could be obtained, and we don't have to use racism as an excuse. Let's get it.
Q, is racism still a valid excuse in this day and age?
I believe it exists. I think what Bub is saying, and I understand his perspective. Gunny, it's kind of hard for me to take advice from you. I can't take advice from a nigga with a MAGA hat with a ponytail coming through it. But I think that there's definitely racism and being a hindrance to certain people. But like I said before, go as far as you can go to piggyback what Bub and Gunny are trying to say. But you will reach a point where they will remind you that you's a nigga. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
We can't preach that message to our young people.
Hold on. Omega Green with the fellas. How does racism stop you from being Gunny? We gonna get you gotta get rid of that Dell. Omega Green with the $5 super chat. How does racism stop you from becoming an engineer, physicist, doctor, lawyer, judge, or successful entrepreneur? Before Gunny jumps back in, anybody else want to chime in?
That's exactly what I just said. Go as far as you want to go, and they will remind you that you's a nigga. So you can be that, but you will be that at a certain level. And then there will only be so many of us in those seats. That's just me being realistic.
But Q, what about our conduct though? How much? My question is, how much does conduct have to do with it though?
Well, I think conduct would be the scapegoat for them.
What do you mean?
Easy way to say we've created this ideal with certain things that have been done through government, right? We've spoken about that. I think Eddie speaks the most about it historically, but he's not here. So in a way, like we've created parts of this, right? We have some accountability in this, and then when you act a certain way, we'll just use that as the scapegoat.
So
they use our conduct.
Can I give you this example? Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, man. Hey, Q, can I give you this example?
Gunny, slow down. Raise your hand for the rest of the show, Gunny.
So Gunny, you would be the epitome of this, right? How you are on the panel, you're very passionate to Black people, but you would be aggressive to them.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, Q. So you're saying, they use the conduct of just Black, how they stereotype Black people to hold Black people back, so to speak.
Yes. So that's why I said that I used Gunny as the example. Like we like, yo, Gunny passionate. We could say that because we niggas, but you would be seen as aggressive to them. And then that would be a reason to be like, well, Gunny, I think you're going to qualify to be a great asset to this company, but we just can't give you the role of president, just a little bit aggressive. And they'll say that to Love's point in a micro, I forgot the word that she used, microaggression kind of style, but that's what that's going to be for you. So you'll have probably done more than your ancestors, but they're going to remind you that you're a nigga, and you'll go home feeling that. That's what I'm trying to say.
No, I understand what you're saying, but let's say I was running a race, right? Let's say I was running a race against two other people. I was running a race against two other people, and I'm at the starting line. I'm ready to go, and there's a prize of $10,000 to win this race. And then right before I start the race, someone walks up and whispers in my ear and says, "Hey, bro, the race is rigged. The race is rigged. Even if you win the race, you're not going to win the $10,000 prize. The other person is going to win the $10,000 prize." What does that do to the psyche of the person that's running the race? They're going to run the race already believing that they're defeated. They're going to run the race already knowing that it's rigged. So do we want to preach that message, or do we want to say, okay, the race is rigged. How about you go run another race? Or better yet, how about you get your own race and make sure that it's fair for the people that are running it? That's my point.
Well, what's the race of the person who told you that?
Once again, it's a random person. We don't know that. And that's my take when it comes to liberals. We don't know what when liberals tell us, okay, the race is rigged, we don't know what their intentions are. It could be to warn us. It could be to deceive us. We don't know. But
right,
they're putting something into our head that we're already defeated before we even start. That's what I'm saying. That's what I have a problem with. Why are we putting that message into people that are starting to race?
Let the point land. Let the point land. So Keys is saying if we start telling the kids that early on, they're gonna use it and they're gonna already assume they have a disadvantage no matter what. So he's saying we may just not want to perpetuate that message.
But are we perpetuating? I don't know that we're perpetuating that message though. I'm sorry, Q. Go ahead.
So we want to tell everybody that they can be president?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I mean, that's basically, yeah, like you don't want to hinder them by saying you can't be president because you're black. Or do you think that takes away from the realism or the reality?
It's like so to me, that's the equivalent of the participation ribbon.
Trophy thing?
Yeah. Kind of the same thing. Well, you gonna know the person that you're speaking that into would probably be better off doing something outside of being president, but everybody gets to participate, right? So we just going, that's where we're going with it.
But it wouldn't be predicated off of race. It would be their ability. So yeah, if I see a guy who wants to play receiver and he's 300 pounds, I'm like, bro, you can't play receiver, but you can come block, but I'm not going to tell him he just can't play football.
Right.
Period. You know what I'm saying? He can play another role. Mary, what you...
But would you tell him that he could own a team? Or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7?
No, he definitely couldn't own that many. I mean, that's just money. That's just money. If you can amass the wealth, you can buy a team. But I guess you're saying, but I guess maybe they blocked that too. But I think didn't Magic Johnson just get the Commanders? I think it was a bunch of people, but I think Magic was on the board of that.
Yeah, could have been pity. I mean, he did have AIDS, so.
But he the first man to get rid of AIDS. Mary, what you think?
Man, I think we all a little racist. I don't care what race you are. We all have our perspective of who or what the next person is or what they can do. I don't believe in telling our children things that they can't do. We can teach them and prepare them for what the possible outcomes may be, but I'm not going to tell my child, no, you can't do this unless there's something that's dominantly there where you have no legs and you trying to fucking play regular football. Like, of course, it's like, no, you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? But in regards to anything, being the president, being a CEO, like, no. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the microaggressions are being used too loosely. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had somebody tell me and my husband the other day, that's a white older lady, oh my God, your kids are so cute. I want mixed babies. I took it as a compliment. Like, what other people take it, other people take it as being like racist. Yeah, other people can take that as racist, but to me, it's a compliment. I got cute kids. Your kid's full white. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's the things that are so minor that people are allowing to stop them from their own growth instead of being like, I don't give a fuck what you say. I'm going to make this shit happen.
Yeah, but I think racist and racism are different, though. I think everybody's racist in terms of, I think most people prefer their own people. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Is that prejudice or racism? Because racism is systematic, and Black people can't be racist.
Well, racist, it baffles me, and I think I said this before, that we say pianist or gymnast, and it doesn't have a negative connotation. But then you say racist, the suffix just means I have a liking or pertain, like this pertains to me. I have an affinity for this. That's what the suffix ist means. So I don't think there's any harm in that. I think racism, that's the reason why I put it there, is the application of bias and prejudice.
Can I ask Mary a question real quick?
Go ahead.
So Mary, you said that they can be the president, but if they don't have legs, they can't play football.
Right. Like that's pretty clear. It's not
laugh.
all this shit that's changing. all the
They
time.
can't. They ain't gonna be president.
But let me ask you this. So what
I'm
about
not going to
poor
say
little
that's out completely.
what about poor
somebody
little
that can't run with fucking foot with a goddamn football because you ain't got no legs?
But what about poor little Tank Tank? He have no legs, but he's a winner.
That shit ain't real.
Hilarious.
But I'm saying just overall, like, you know, prepare them for what, you know, the reality is of certain things, but you don't just tell your kid, you know, you can't be president.
Yeah, but then to your point, you can't also tell a kid with no legs they can't play football because the nigga ain't have no legs and he was a runner.
But then he had that other shit. Like, man, listen.
Q, you can't. Hey, Q, you can't even wear metal cleats in football. You think you're gonna let him have a wheelchair?
Nah, that's where you tell the kid that can be the engineer to design something and be the first Black person to get credit for that. Because we don't get credit for shit that we invented. But that's neither here nor there. Have them design this for the kid, and then he could be the runner.
Nah, no more rabbit holes. No, the hell with that nigga. They got wheelchair basketball. Sis, racism is racism still a valid excuse in this day and age, sis? Hold on, let me read these super chats real quick. Mike Brown with the $5 super chat. Gunny supports the guy that was being racist in his house discrimination years ago. We Unlock Nation with the $2 super chat. Dylan Roof wasn't that far away, Gunny. Did you forget? Mr. Britt with the $2 super chat, who is also a member. Shout out to Mr. Britt. It doesn't hold you back, but there is a ceiling. I think that kind of holds you. Omega Green with the $5 super chat. What women on the panel would allow for racism to be an excuse for why her man or husband isn't providing the way she'd want him to? Damn. Yo. Omega Green. I'm gonna have to start. Omega, you gotta be on. You might have to be on the panel one day, man. I might have to call you. Hold on. Let me read. Mike Brown with a
I want to go back to that when you get a chance.
Yeah. Hold on a second. $5 super chat from Mike Brown. It's less rigid if the conservatives say it, Gunny. Gunny is a Republican because it's different. Where is Ro? Omega Green. What women on the panel will allow for racism to be an excuse for why her man or husband isn't providing the way she want him to? Damn,
I'm trying to figure out why this is getting a big up because no one on here said use racism as an excuse to be stagnant. Like, no, I didn't hear any. Put it this way, and I've been in and out of the conversation. I guess not listening. I didn't hear anybody on here say that they would use racism or should be used as an excuse to be stagnant in their career or in their life. I didn't hear anyone say that, not one time. So I'm not really sure why this super chat's getting so much big ups and all that, because
great question.
Who said that?
It's a great question.
Comedian Q said that. Comedian Q said
no, I didn't. I was saying I definitely didn't say that. I don't think she said that either. I don't think she said that.
I think the
she did. She said it was a feeling.
Wait, what did I say?
Sis, no. All right, sis, let's ask sis in a hypothetical, right?
You
what, sis?
Can you move this super chat, please?
No, wait a second.
Oh, okay.
So your husband come home, he's sad, he throwing his boots and shit. You know what I mean? So come on, sis, let's play it out. I'm throwing shit.
What's wrong with you?
I lost my job. They was being racist, man. You know, he talked dumb. Man, I lost my job. They was being racist.
Which one was it? Who was
it? Sis, you gonna let him come home and say they was being racist? The reason why he can't progress and they lost his job and shit like that?
I know it exists, so I'm not gonna act like it doesn't. I'm not gonna dismiss his feelings. That's what.
So you're not gonna be down on him then?
No.
No.
Now we go 6 months. This nigga still.
What you gonna ask him? Well, damn, nigga, how racist are they being up there?
They're not racist everywhere, nigga. Go ahead. You know.
Damn.
Yeah.
Isha, can he use that as an excuse? The man holding him back?
Absolutely not.
Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that.
See? So yeah, I don't know, man. Ish, why he can't use that?
I think there's just too many avenues to make money. And he ain't stopping every avenue. So you better find your lane and fit in somewhere, or you just have to find somewhere else to stay.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Mary, would you go for that excuse?
It depends if it's in the form of disrespect. Like, I would not allow my husband to tolerate disrespect from anybody anywhere.
So could he use that excuse?
If it's in the form of disrespect, absolutely.
What do you mean?
Like, if people just talking to him crazy and like being, you know what I mean? Like, oh, you're just a nigger, so you need to do this job. You need to mop them damn floors, and you need to fucking do these windows and shit, when, you know, his degree and all that shit way up here, and y'all making him do shit that's, you know, way below him that he didn't get hired for. But because he the black dude that's in there, you know what I mean? People doing the jokes, the side jokes, like, oh yeah, you know, get the nigga to do it. You know, they'll do
Do you
whatever.
think that's gonna happen, Mary?
But yeah, so
That's what I'm saying. If it was that.
Well, hold on. But Mary, you know, it's more or less kind of what Asia was talking about. Like, it's more so the micro, like maybe I don't see it, maybe she'll see it. Like
Well,
those
that
type of
wasn't
situations happen.
to me, that's not the examples that Asia was given. It wasn't too blatant of disrespect. I'm saying if the disrespect is loud, that's what I'm saying. Like, if it comes with loud disrespect, do what you got to do. Cut them niggas off. Like,
Well, so if you know your husband, so if
he wouldn't be in that situation because he's gonna fight everybody.
well, but if an East Indian man goes up to him like, "Hey, so who you work for?" He got his plumbing business shirt on, and then he's like, "I work for myself." He's like, "Oh, really? Wow." That don't resonate to you? That's funny too.
I don't think that's that serious. I think I take it as a compliment. I take like stuff like that to me.
Mary is half Puerto Rican. That's what we're missing. You can't talk to her.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah,
half
she's
Puerto
Puerto
Rican.
Rican.
They don't. And I say that.
Like, a lot of times it's like people take it as somebody being like, oh wow, racism. Yeah, you need to be in your head like, yeah, I showed your ass. That's what the fuck I do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't be like, oh,
what I mean by that is she's not going to get it nor see it the way we see it at times. She thinks it's actually going to be loud like that. They're going to be like, nigga, get your ass down there and mop that floor. That's not it. Asia's exactly right.
I'm still a nigga. I'm still a nigga.
Yeah, but you don't, it's clear that you don't see life like,
yes,
you
I
don't see life like, no, you
yes,
don't.
I do. I'm still a nigga. I've been raised
I listen to you talk. You don't.
Yes.
Wait, hold on though, sis. Hold on though. Hold on.
Bub, don't pull a Mary. Don't pull a Mary.
When people see me, I am black. I don't know I'm Puerto Rican unless they see my hair out.
No, and you're still talking like I think you like I heard you 30 seconds ago. You don't go through the same shit.
How I don't go through the same shit? I'm still a nigga. What you think? I don't go through the same shit? No, I just don't let it affect me in a way that a lot of people let it affect them because I learned through the process.
And that was my point. You're not black. You don't.
I guess I am black. My daddy.
No,
my daddy was black as hell. My daddy blacker than anybody on this damn panel.
You don't have the same black experience, is what I'm saying.
How? People don't look at me and be like, you Puerto Rican.
I can hear it. I can hear it. I can hear it because you really truly think that they come out and say the word nigga or get your black ass over here. That's what I'm saying.
I'm not saying. I was using that as my example. I'm not saying that. I'm still a nigga.
That wouldn't even be my example because I got more sense than that. That don't even sound right. They don't do it like that. That's what I'm saying.
If I don't say I'm Puerto Rican, nobody thinks I'm Puerto Rican unless they hear me.
You are Puerto Rican. You look Puerto Rican. You act Puerto Rican. You are Puerto Rican.
But you wouldn't have known I was Puerto Rican if I didn't say it.
But I did. What are you talking about?
You didn't.
Look Look
No,
at your hair. That's not for a seat, sweetheart. You are not.
weave most of the time.
Both your parents are not black, and we can see
my
that.
daddy is black.
I said both your parents are not black, and what I'm saying is we can see that.
You are what
can't
your
hide
dad
that.
But
Can't hide that.
What him say? You are what your dad is, right?
I don't care what he say. I said you're Puerto Rican.
When it comes to society, I'm still a nigga.
No, when it comes to society, you look like a Puerto Rican to me.
When it comes to society and how people treat me, I'm still a
nigga. When it comes to society, you look like a Puerto Rican and you get treated differently.
No, I don't.
You get treated differently in society. Yes, you do.
No, I don't. Niggas might like me a little better, but that's when it comes to these white folks, I'm still a nigga.
What did you just say?
I said niggas might like me a little better.
Okay. Look at that's that Puerto Rican coming out. That's that Puerto Rican talking. That's that Puerto Rican talk. You proving my point. Keep talking.
White people, I'm still a nigga. When it comes to white people, I'm still a nigga. And that's all that's going to matter in society is what the hell you look like.
All right, you good? Bub, you had something to say?
Yeah, I got the, yeah.
Shit like that.
I can't believe Bub tried to fuck this
nigga.
Yo,
anything mixed with black is black.
Word. Right. So that tells me
that's it. That's it. That's all I had to say.
So you don't really want to have a conversation. That's it?
Y'all had it.
Is that it?
No. Let's have the conversation.
All I'm saying is,
with Mary, but
what are you saying that for? What's the reason? What's the reason? Give me the reason.
We all know that. Anything mixed with black is black.
Give me the reason you're saying that.
Oh, give you the reason. She just said it, sis. In society, they gonna look at her as being fucking black.
No. I said, give me the reason you chimed in. Give me the reason you're chiming in to say that.
Because you said, based off of what you said you not black. I said, yeah, she is black.
Who?
Anything
Mary?
mixed with black.
Oh, that's done and over with. I want to know why you chimed in to prove her point.
Because at that point where you try to say she wasn't black, that's when I wanted to chime in. Anything mixed with black.
Hold on. Are you black? Are you both your parents black?
I'm black.
Okay.
But I
no
know
disrespect.
Like
no
she
disrespect.
Just said. Like
where you said. At? You from New Britain? That's the area you grew up in?
Yeah.
Okay, so we get somewhere. Is your wife 100% black?
Is my wife 100% black? No.
Both her parents black?
No. Her father black.
No disrespect to, I think I see her in the chat all the time, Lady O, but that's why you chimed in. That's all.
That's not why I chimed in. Let me tell you why I chimed in. I chimed in because I had the same exact conversation yesterday with my sister. That's why I chimed in.
What she say?
Because I told her the same exact fucking thing.
Why you have to tell her that? What happened?
She brought up some shit. I don't even know what we was talking about at the time. I think she was talking about our niece or some shit. I can't even remember. I said, yo, anything mixed with black is black.
It's a little shaky. There's more to it.
What's shaky about it?
It's more to it, but we're going to leave it alone for now.
No, because you brought it up. You coming at me? Let's stay right here. You said no. Let's stay right here. You said Mary's not going to be perceived in society as being black.
She's not.
So let's stay right here.
No, she's not perceived in society. No, they can see the Puerto Rican, sweetheart, and that's all I'm saying.
Use a lie.
White. I'm never a lie.
Never a lie. I'm calling you a liar.
You ask somebody. I'm never a lie.
Sis, I'm
never a lie.
Anybody that's society gonna look at Mary as being black.
I'm never a lie.
Ask the panel.
Society sees Mary,
ask the panel.
Puerto Rican. When society sees your wife, Puerto Rican.
Ask the panel. Ask the panel.
Me and you talking. No. Me and you talking.
Okay, and I said my piece.
Nah, so okay, we done here. Black. I said what I had to say.
She black.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
Go ahead, sis.
No. I'm done.
Come on with it, sis.
I'm done. I'm with it.
Come on with it.
No.
Come on with it.
We're done. I proved my point. I'm done here.
You didn't prove a point, sis, because anybody that looked at this woman not gonna say she black.
I get treated just like you. I wear weave in my hair most of the time. I get treated just like you. I promise. You can't tell me about my experiences.
I said you don't see life like I do. People don't treat you like they treat a real 2 and 2 black parent.
Yes, they do.
They don't treat them the same.
Yes, they do.
Why they don't?
Hold on, Mary, because Mary, y'all already went at it. She at me now. Hold on. Bye, Mary. Why they not gonna treat Mary the same way like you? How you get treated, sis? Tell me how you been getting treated.
The same way. They don't treat her the same way.
Tell me how. Tell me, because Ham brought up the question. Tell me how you been getting treated. Tell me how racism has affected your life. Tell me directly. Okay. Give me an example. Give me a 2023 example.
Okay, so disparate
treatment. Since you so pro-black now,
you listening.
Give
so
me
you
an
gonna
example.
listen. You gonna keep talking.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
So disparate treatment. So if you have a direct supervisor that is a racist or acts racist or whatever the other word Hamp used that proves that there is racism still going on, they will hold you back and leave you stagnated, even though you wrap in circles around everybody in the building. Okay, so that has happened, and that is real.
To you. So this sounded kind of personal.
That is real life.
To you.
That
so yes, why you ain't boss up then? Why you ain't get yourself out of that situation?
You don't know what I got going on.
Why you ain't get yourself out of that situation? Why you ain't boss up?
Google me.
Because you using excuses.
Google me.
You using excuses.
No, go
you ain't
Google
boss
it.
up though.
Go Google me. Go Google it.
It's still hurting you.
Google
I can see that it's still hurting you.
No. Google it. I'm telling you to Google it. If anyone wants you want to put it out and Google it right now, you could do it.
You got a case number or something?
Google me.
Google what?
Google it.
What?
Put my name in. In Connecticut, people come up. And let me know if I ain't boss up or not.
Versus who? Who you want?
You don't want to Google it.
Google what? No, I'm asking you. Watson versus what? I'm asking. And I'll Google it right now. Watson versus what? Who? Watson versus who?
All you gotta do is put that in. Google it.
Your brother gonna come up. Amari's gonna come up.
They treat me him.
You know, I'm fat. I'm hot. Don't do that to me no more.
I'm
hot.
What you talking about right now?
What do you feel like they do more specialized towards me because I'm half Puerto Rican? What do you feel like they do more special towards me?
Mary, we've been there, done that. Hamp, I'm hot.
Hey, nah. Mary beat it because she's still on me. She's still on me though. Nah, because she's still on me. I want to know how racism. I want to know how racism broke her. I want to know how racism broke her down.
I want to keep going.
Mary, beat it. You done. She on me now.
No, both of you done.
I'm waiting for a response. This me and six now.
Yo.
Did you level up or what?
Damn.
Did you level up yet or what?
Agent, tell me. Don't tell me what, but tell me. Do you see something?
I see it. You came up.
I write this.
Did you level up?
I write this.
And it's recent.
Damn, man. Adrian.
I'm hot.
Adrian, who won? Adrian.
Yo, sis kicked y'all ass.
Was she just loud or did she have facts?
She had facts, Mary. She got you.
I don't get treated no different. I don't get treated no different.
But some of the statements that came out your mouth, some of the shit that came out your mouth, prove that you operate as a Puerto Rican. Because you can't say, oh, because I wear weave, they think I'm black. All black women don't make you black.
I wear weave. I said I wear weave most of the time, so they don't see my natural hair. They don't see
white women wear weave.
You said
white women wear weave.
But what I'm saying is because I wear weave. No, she said my hair. She said my hair is how you know I'm Puerto Rican. I don't wear my natural hair out all the time. That's what I'm saying. People see how I talk, how I operate with my kids, and they automatically know that I'm black.
I see white women
they keep going. They want to prove it. It's not the same.
Because I'm past Mary. I'm speaking on how America looks at mixed people in general. I'm past Mary. I'm past Mary.
It don't matter. At the end
it ain't only about Mary. I'm past Mary though.
But I'm saying at the end of the day,
I hear you, but I hear Mary talking for what reason? Where is
because the The problem is you could be a snicker of anything else. And it's a lot of this is a lot of problem with black women. Let's be real. Let's be real. I don't even speak fucking Spanish, my nigga.
That's stupid, Mary. Mary, that don't even sound right. You don't speak
because
Spanish, but your mother is Spanish.
Raised by black people. That's what I'm saying. I am black. I am black.
You're not. You're Puerto Rican.
By my culture. That's how I was raised. I wasn't raised by Spanish people to even know half the shit that they fucking know in the goddamn culture. At the end of the day, to white people, I am still not them. I am not them.
You're mixed. You're black and Puerto Rican. No, you're not them. What are you talking about?
Exactly. And so why you think they treat the only people they treat the same as them is them? So
that's a lie.
I get treated differently than you.
That's a lie. You don't. That's a lie.
You can't tell me that. Just like can't nobody tell you about your experiences. Can't nobody tell me about mine.
You just throwing stuff out there.
I'm not throwing nothing out there. If you're not white, you're not white. That's it. That's always gonna be the bottom line.
Mike Brown. Oh shit. Yeah. Mike Brown with the $2 super chat. People see you. How do you see yourself? Lionel, we didn't get you may have forgot to type it. I gotta go look in the chat to see what you trying to send, but we appreciate the $5 for sure, and you being a member. Triumph Pack with a $10 super chat. Mary makes the point that she is Puerto Rican. Juan was good, bro. You gotta get up here one day. Not even on the construction sites are people called N-word or wetbacks. There's gotta be that soft office work combo. Oh, Lionel, okay. With the 20 ball, Lionel, I see you, bro. $20 super chat, and he's a member, of course.
Shit like that.
When it comes to society, Mary's going to be looked at like a black person. It shouldn't even be a debate. Mulatto with the $2 super chat. This is for sis 100. Triumph Pack with the $10 super chat. Mary has said she is Puerto Rican with the exclamation points. How many? Just 4? 3. We on Lock Nation with the $5 super chat. I don't care what year it is. I don't care what year it is. At the end, you're still considered less than in the eyes of everyone else. Stop being so damn naive. Alice with the $2 super chat. Puerto Rican is your ethnicity, not your race. Triumph Pack with the $10 super chat. Racism is real. Mary said on the podcast many times that she is Puerto Rican.
Because I am. I'm Puerto
Triumph
Rican.
Pack driving that point home.
Yeah, but I think I said true impact, bro.
Shit, I'm both.
Oh shit. True impact. True. I've been saying Triumph Pack for the past 2 weeks.
And I've been correcting you.
Y'all have not been telling me. I've been saying I've been saying Triumph Pack. True impact. My bad.
Corrected, that's why.
Huh?
We didn't want to correct you. You don't like getting corrected. But I'll read the super chat if you want.
No, I'm reading it. Y'all can't correct me. That's why. Goddamn. Juan David with the epoxy magic with the $2 super chat. Sis started a house fire and locked the doors.
Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that.
Oh my God, man. I don't know. I thought Mary was black before sis started talking. God damn.
I think
I'm
I'm
confused. I need to go find my damn Bible, see what it say, because sis just got my shit warped. So Mary, are you?
I'm black.
Put in the back chat. Put it in the back chat. Just say yes or no in the back chat.
We had a discussion before, and you was like, "You are what your dad is." I was like, "I'm black." Like,
yo, Bub. I don't know, man. I think sis took y'all out, man.
Well, not. You know what? Okay, listen. If I took that L, I took that L. But sis know what it is, though. Word. you know what it is when she
shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that.
If anybody walk out in the fucking public eye and Caucasian is looking at us, what they gonna say? What they gonna say we are, sis? Keep it a buck. Mix it now. What they gonna say?
All the same. Black and
Yeah,
black
okay, then that's it. That's it. That's it.
is much different. They don't look at us all the same, and that's including Puerto Ricans over there, Hispanic, whatever, African, Jamaican. They treat us differently. It's a different treatment overall. I guess you got to be in a place to really. I don't know if you're and this is in general, if you're not competing with them and you're the janitor or you're working at Mickey D and shit like that, now you might not experience certain things, but when you're about to start competing with them, it's a whole different battlefield.
Oh, I know. Cause trust me, the position I'm in right now, I'm the first black dude that made it. But I ain't want to say that though, because I already know what it is. And I fought hard for that shit too. They ain't want me in there, but I'm here now. Eating.
Hey, I just want to say, sis, I knew you had it in you. You know what I'm saying? I knew it was just a matter of time before you unleashed.
Yo,
that was epic.
Man. I don't know. I remember the Jamaican lady that made a differentiation between Black Americans and everybody else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think. I don't want to say nothing. I just gonna let that marinate. That clip will be out tomorrow. That's for damn sure. We get off of here. I'm about to edit this whole video.
Make sure you get where sis said, Google me.
Oh, Asia, did you Google it?
Did I? Yes, I
We
Googled
all
it and
Googled
read
it.
it. Listen, Google Sis, Big Sis. That's her new name, Big Sis.
I ain't Googling sis.
This
I ain't Googling you, yo. I ain't Googling your ass.
Wow.
I don't need to.
Reese Anderson with the $5 super chat. I think is that a Jamaican flag? Jamaican flag?
Yes, it is. It is.
Not really. Most Jamaicans or Caribbean people get treated like crap since we got off the boat on them slave ships, and PR is not Puerto Rican is not a race.
Yeah, right, when you're filling out them papers, it don't give you Puerto Rican as an option. I hit Black, African American.
Well, no, it says Black non-Hispanic though. It does make that differentiation.
Yeah, but you got to choose one or the other.
Well, what I'm saying is it breaks them. They're not grouped.
Mary knows she's seen that on the paper. That's why I don't play with people. People weird as fuck. It's on every paper you look at. People be weird.
Culture, though. That's
everywhere. And Google race and ethnicity for that super chat, and you'll see that shit's weird too.
Yeah,
right. But when it say Black African American, I'm clicking that every time.
Oh, it says Black. It says Black or African American.
No, Black / African American.
It says or. You'll see on most applications it says or African American. There's even differentiation there.
Oh, see, I never seen that.
But the reason why this race argument thing, because Sissy's saying Black, like Black American, because she even made a differentiation between Jamaicans and such. And so when you're talking about Black Americans, you have to capitalize the B, right, Agent? Right, and so that's what he's saying. So when you're talking about Black American and Puerto Rican, now you can have the conversation or whatever it is. Damn, man. Any final thoughts on this?
Yeah, I got a final thought since it's over. I feel you. Like sis is right though. It is a difference, but Mary, I feel like what you experience is different too. So I wouldn't say it's worse or better, but it's definitely different, right?
What do y'all feel like I experience that's different though? What like?
Well, because you're not like it's different. It's different. Trust me, it's different. But your thing, hold on, yours is different too. So just how you can get into it with a Black woman for you being mixed. So it's like you claim to be, or not, I'm gonna say claim, but you're Black, and so you want to be accepted, but then you have Black people who are saying, hey, you're not Black. Sis don't know what it's like to deal with that either. You see what I'm saying? So it's y'all go through different things, if that makes sense. So I'm not gonna say one is greater than the other, but what you deal with is not the same as what she deals with, but you still get treated the same probably by the majority of white people.
Yeah. And Mary, you made one of the points yourself. You said like the guys might like you better.
Yeah.
That'd be a different experience.
Because the thing about it is I deal with the dislike from the white people, but also I deal with it from Black people as well.
That's what Adrian was saying. He said it's a different experience.
I am Puerto Rican. It's a lot of Black women that talk to me different or treat me different because I am mixed. You get what I'm saying? So it's like I still get it from even my own culture on both ends. So
that's what Adrian said.
What I'm saying, like in regards to, sis thinking I'm getting treated better, I'm getting hit from all angles. If we being real.
But did she say better or not the same? Yeah, I think she said it's just not the same. Like it's not the same experience.
I thought she said not as bad as.
Well, sis, did you see she's sitting right there? I think. Oh.
I said a lot of things.
Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that.
Yo, man, interesting.
Yeah.
Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. It helps the channel the most. Hey, y'all do me a favor, man. Please hit that like button. Please share. If you just watching us as a guilty pleasure, you selfish. Go ahead and send that link out to somebody, man. I feel like we deserve the support. Real shit. Everybody, see, the thing about this one that's different, and I might pull a Asian move, I might filibuster a little bit, is like we have some type of like some type of relationship somewhere. I mean, obviously, I know everybody for the most part. But that helps us, right? Because you got to be a little bit more honest and candid because we know each other. We grew up together, to some extent, right? And I think that makes a huge difference. Like you notice when I talk about Isha at school, all she do is tell me to shut up. She don't say I'm wrong.
Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that.
when Adrian be on his therapist shit, all I do is bring up all the trains we used to run. You know what I'm saying? You got to bring them back down.
Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that.
I seen Asia make plenty of bad decisions. Be Saul's boss trying to drive.
Nigga.
She was trying to drive one time. She was in the passenger seat. I said, "Go get your drunk ass." Yo, you know how many boys I seen sis beat up as a grown up? This shit is real, man. Damn, man. I just appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all for being in the chat, especially the consistent people for sure. I appreciate all the new people. Of course, Lionel liked and shared, Nina, Angelina. I think, Nina, let me know if I put you as a moderator. I was supposed to. All the support. Jonathan Earl, I think, is new to the chat. Mulatto, hey, love. I didn't think Mulatto was gonna show up. He here.
Well, Mulatto's been faithful.
He always here. He was late today though. Juan, he had every single comment. It be between him and Gunny got the most comments on the clips. That's for
Juan
sure.
Be kind of reckless in them comments. What's up, Juan?
Real shit, man. Oh, my Reese, you got a final super chat? Yeah, man. Road to 10,000 subscribers, man. Getting close. Oh my. Reese Anderson with the $5 super chat. And we all got mixtures. I'm Jamaican and 12% European. I have tons of slave owning ancestors. Stop putting stuff in modern context. Yeah. I don't know. I know I don't got no white in me. Damn sure.
Put him in the fucking bed. Get him out of here. Come on.
Hey man, this shit was awesome, man. I smoked Q today. Who else I smoked?
You got smoked. Talk about that one too.
Who smoked me?
Who else? Me.
Sis is the MVP of this.
Yes,
Oh yeah. Isha, I was making my rounds, Isha.
Because you always patting yourself on the back. No, it's not that. This ain't that today. This ain't that.
Isha, it's called self-esteem, not we esteem. Who else gonna pat me on the back? Yo, you know what's so dope about sis taking the MVP? Because Gunny almost had it, but then his Dell started fucking up. Then he went too long sometimes, so that took away from his rating. And then the backpedal was
like a mug earlier.
No, backpedal was crazy. And I was wondering why he had on the workout muscle shirt. Now I know.
Yeah, right. Yeah, the back
Yo,
pedal. That's the
sis don't even
combine.
be paying attention half the time. That's what makes this shit so epic. Mary said something, and sis woke up. Yo, yo, Mary, yo, I think she out talked you in that convo. And Bub, what make you want to pull a Mary, nigga?
Right.
Yo, cause like I said, I literally just had this dumbass conversation.
No, that's not what I'm asking you. What made you want to pull a Mary in the middle of the
I had to get my point in. I had to.
Gunny, does he have to take that L?
Yeah, you got to take that L, man.
All right, my fault, Mary and sis, man. I should have just let y'all rock. My fault.
Oh man, damn.
Shit like that.
Yeah, man. I just think everybody up here is special. Q, are we related?
I don't know. At my godmother, there's a baby picture of me and a picture of you wearing suspenders when you were like maybe 1 or 2, and they're side by side.
Yo, this shit is a crazy. Yo, I'm telling you, man. Damn, this one was fun for sure, man. Y'all, love. They fucked up some of my questions though, didn't they?
They really did from the gate.
It was Gunny fault.
How? I answered.
No, Gunny, when Bub said that's a great question, Gunny just
talked. You know what he does. You know his MO. I'll take it from here. He's just so on different path. You know what he do?
Yeah, Gunny, you was worse than Love tonight, man.
Why am I getting sprayed?
I'm just saying he was worse than you tonight, yo, by far. You did good for like 75% of it, Love, today.
Yeah, you did good.
I'll take it. Thank you. I'll take that.
True impact with the $5 super chat. Sis name on Google.
Keep on the Google you, sis.
That's okay.
I think he said it. Watson verse, right? Something like that.
No, we did not. Ham.
Shit. All right. I'll be listening. Get cuter. Don't be listening. I'll be listening. I love y'all, man. I don't really fuck with Jerry Springer, but I do like one of his constructs. Q usually go last. Q. Final thought.
My final thought is if you're going to whip them kids, make sure that you do it the right way. Don't be doing it out of anger. Don't use excessive force and use some fucking common sense and tact. And if you are a Puerto Rican who has the Taino Indian build, they're not going to think that you're black. They're going to think you're Mexican.
Yo, y'all know that old saying, man. Excuses is like assholes. Everybody got one, man. Everybody just level up and boss up. Get it.
Word. Isha.
Just go ahead and Google sis. And sis, when I'm in Connecticut, we go for drinks.
Bring Mary with y'all, Ish. Word. Mr. White.
Yo, shout out to sis, man. She kicked our ass tonight. It was good. It was good to see. It was only a matter of time, man. It was only a matter of time. But definitely, people, we need to definitely stop making excuses. But I think y'all are doing better. So, shout out to y'all. Continue to take things one day at a time and continue to become the best version of yourself.
Word. Mary.
Still nigga.
Like that.
Word. Gunny.
Hey, shout out to sis. I'm about to send you the MAGA hat in the mail.
God damn, man. Love.
This was an awesome discussion tonight. I'm glad I pushed through my lethargy. So my final thought is, yeah, we got to do better. Take accountability for our take accountability for our actions on both sides, all of us. Give one another grace. communication goes both ways. Listen to understand, not to respond. And I just love us. I love all of us. Black, brown, Puerto Rican, and Haitian. What's that song? How that song go? I love us.
Word. Oh, sis, you there?
I'm here, but I am not made for that wide screen. Him. That
Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that.
With what that said, shout out to Mary. Even though you Puerto Rican, I got your back. Always. Outside of that, I don't know. Just live life. Have a good night.
Man, nah, that shit is real, man.
Big sis for president. I'm coming to have drinks too, Ish. I'm only a couple hours away.
Man. Yo, I'm gonna tell you, I just, the excuse is excuse. I think there's a validity to a lot of the topics, and I think there's culpability on both sides. I think that, racism does exist. I just think that, we got to just stop leaning on so many things and do our absolute best to achieve what it is that we want to achieve. In terms of our relations between one another, again, there's culpability on both sides for how one another acts or responds to each other. But like Q was saying, that internal, actual, real work has to be done, right? So when you see a woman that you deem unruly or not agreeable, or even in your house, give her things, help her see it differently, right? Be more constructive in your conversation, as opposed to saying, "See, that's why you bitches this, that, and the third." We don't get progress like that. So maybe we gotta approach it differently. Doesn't mean they gotta come that way, but we gotta help them get that way. Damn, man, interesting. Like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend, and we out.